hearts keep burning. Everybody walking through the night, looking for a spark of light. Every soul is searching for a flame, someone whispering their name. From the cradle to the grave we run, trying to feel like we belong. Love is what makes the babies grow. Love is why the rivers flow. And when the morning sun arrives, love is why we're still alive. Ooh, yeah. That fire inside, don't be afraid to open your heart. Don't let the moment pass you by. The risk of loving may be hard, but love is why the world survives. Everybody wants to be loved. Who do you love? Who do you love? Everybody wants to be loved. So do you love me? Who do you love? Tell me, baby, who do you love tonight? Love is the rhythm in our chest, beating louder than the rest. It makes the lonely stand up tall, makes the weak feel 10 feet tall. It's the reason people fight, it's the reason people cry. But it's the reason people stay and chase the sunrise every day. Don't run from what your soul can feel. That kind of fire is always real. Ooh, let it burn. Don't let your heart grow cold tonight. Don't let the fear control your soul. Sometimes you gotta risk it all just to feel that love unfold. Everybody wants to be loved. Who do you love? Who do you love? Everybody wants to be loved. So do you love me? Who do you love? Who do you love? Let me be your love. Who do you love? Love me right. Ooh. Don't be afraid. Let it burn. Love is the fire in the soul. Love is the reason planets roll. Love is the dream we're dreaming for. Love is the open door. So don't let love pass you by. Don't let the moment fade away. Risk everything for love tonight and let your heart lead the way.
met your match yet?
Oh, never has it ever happened. I feel like I get close but the more I sit with myself, the more I realize I think I have a thing for toxic energy. So I think there's still some more healing that I need to do, because when I look back on all of these energies, it's a shame I gave them so much time and there were sweet energies that I didn't.
Yeah.
And so now I see those sweet energies getting married and starting families. I'm just like, dang, that probably could have been me if I recognized the security in those individuals at the time. And like now I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely feeling that now. I'm aware that there's something going on. There's something wrong.
What do you think it is that attracts you to like toxic energy?
I think they just seem really exciting at first. The chemistry is incredible. And they don't even always be fine. It's not even that like they're sexy or something. I mean, well, they're sexy, but they don't be the finest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just an energy. Sometimes it's convenience, what we talk about. A lot of the sweeter energies that I felt like weren't for me. I felt I could see myself falling asleep a little bit on the phone. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that's like, if boring is good or not. Like, I'm trying to figure out what that means. Like,
it's the thrill.
Yeah.
It's the thrill of it.
Yeah.
I've been walking through the fire with my head up hard aligned. Every scar became a scripture, every tear a deeper sign. They try to silence the truth, try to ban what's real and right, but the louder they deny us, the brighter we ignite. All is standing on his word, Fatty standing on the line. Still we do it for the people, still we never waste the time. They counted us out, but we counted the cost. Never lost a mission, even when we lost a lot. Truth in our lungs, hope in our stride. We don't move with fear, we move with God inside. Still untouchable, can't break what's chosen. Still untouchable, truth stays spoken. Our hands to the sky, feel the rise when we come through. Still untouchable, we level up for you. Hey. Untouchable, we ride. Untouchable, for the truth. Untouchable, yeah. Step is elevation, still grounded where we came. We don't fall for reputation, we don't run from saying names. Organ crying like a prayer, violence know how it feels. Tambourine shaking the ceiling, every note remind what's real. They said power changed the soul, but it sharpened our resolve. If we eating, then the people. If we winning, then it's all. No crown without the weight, no shine without the scars. We speak light into the dark, turn the wounds into the art. Still untouchable, heaven knows us. Still untouchable, doors stay open. From the struggle to the summit we break through. Still untouchable, we rise for the truth. Untouchable, right. Untouchable, right. Untouchable, hey. Untouchable, 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 hey. I sing for the ones who've been silenced. I cry for the nights we survived. Every note is a promise kept. We are proof that faith multiplies. Ooh. Oh, we don't buy.
You watch Ali and the Untouchables? Nah, girl, they talk too much.
Man, this about man, they talk too much.
They talk too much. Too much for real.
They talk too much, Habibi.
They talk too much.
Y'all talk too much.
What's going on? It's your brother, one of the Untouchables. Okay, we back in the building again. Don't forget that I'm light skinned, but I'm still a dark nigga. Okay, we coming back to give you a phenomenal show. We got some people in the back already. We're gonna bring them up. I dropped the link as well too. If a few people don't show up, if y'all want to fill up the panel, a couple of y'all to come up. If you're looking strange in the background, I'm not pulling you up. If you look suspect in the background, I'm not pulling you up. If I'm not familiar with you, you're not coming up. Okay. Again, you can hit the link. I think we got probably 3 spaces right now. Might be 2, depends on if somebody already jumps up here. But we're gonna keep this show rolling. We're going to keep taking us to newer heights. Ali and Fatty going to keep rocking regardless of the noise and a lot of the fake fumes that keep going out here. We're not going to respond and say crazy things in order to incriminate ourselves online. When you say things online, it's very difficult to take them things back. So just know that regardless of what you're talking about, there's always consequences and ramifications for every action that takes place. But what we're going to keep doing is keeping the show going. We're going to keep building with the people. We're going to still be the same people we've been for the last 3 years. You love us. We love you. We're going to build with you. We got olive branches. We got people to build with. We're going to support your channel. We're going to rock out with the family. We're going to rock out with the people. We just the same people. We still just trying to have a conversation. And yes, we talk too much, but we still getting by.
Tiana, Khadijah, Lenny, Carvel, him, her, him, bodies.
All right, that's it, man. We just trying to build with the people. But let me bring some of the people up for the show today. All right. The topic of today's show is I like toxic energy. I don't know if you caught the interview with I believe my sister name is Ari Lennox. I could be saying it wrong, but she was talking about how she likes toxic men and she's trying to heal and overcome from that, and that born men she's not too comfortable with. But we want to really break down what that ultimately means to a lot of sisters or a lot of women in general, because it ain't just our sisters that's going through certain things like this, and it ain't all our sisters, right? And there ain't none of the sisters on the panel, because it's never the sisters on the panel, right? It's just the sisters that's off the panel. But you know, we love y'all too. So let me bring some people up in the building. I got my sister Chris in the building. What's going on, my sister Chris? How everything going?
All is well, Ali. Thank you for having me.
Hey, you know, we try to bring the phenomenal people back every single time we have these conversations. Thank you so much for the intentional conversations all the time. And then my brother CEO in the building.
My brother, you play my joint.
Yeah, that's everybody's joint. I think I might have rocked that out when I leave here today, man. Thank you for having you, my brother. And then my sister Savage is in the building as well.
And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still want to party.
Thank you so much for Savage coming through, making headlines on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I see them numbers going crazy. You know, what's your saying? What's your saying?
I'm gonna say something that needs to be said.
Yeah. And then my brother, the one and only Six, is in the building. The one and only opulent Six is in the building. How you doing, my brother?
Peace, King. Everything is copacetic. Let's go.
It's always good to see you, family.
Likewise, my brother.
And my brother be shooting, so y'all better watch out. He ain't playing. That's who else we got back there. And then I got my sister Coco, the one and only Coco. How you doing, my sister Coco? Let me see. I got something for you too. Let me see what I got for you. How you doing, my sister Coco? That's a good one, right? That's right. The kept women, the married women, the women that value men. I think that's what y'all be working on towards typically. So much love to you, my sister. And then the one and only Tia is in the building as well too. Hey, you doing?
And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party.
So I'm happy to have y'all. Let me see. I make sure I got this the way I want it looking, man. Here we go. I think we'll do it like that. The first thing we're gonna do is if y'all want to simulcast, if anybody's on the stream right now, because I know a lot of people forget. Opulent, man, it'd be good if you want to simulcast too, family.
I'm charging on my other phone so I could do that.
Okay. If you would like to simulcast, we don't care if you simulcast. Just tag us, please. Just tag us. Okay. Tag Ilkhan Ali. That's all I'm asking. If y'all want to take the clips and cut them all up, you can do that as well too. Just please tag us. Again, if you are anybody simulcasting, my brother's good. Okay. If you watch it on their side, please like, please subscribe, please share. Are you monetized yet, CEO?
Hell no. I'm far from it.
Well, you better keep going live and simulcasting then. Have you checked how many hours you from monetizing?
I got this IQ joint. Let me see what it say. Yeah, I got a whole 3,000 more hours.
3,000 more hours. God, man.
Pack you all the way up, son.
Okay, but whoever, if anybody else is streaming, I don't think nobody else is, but you have every right to, man, if you would like to simul stream. But what we would do, and y'all make sure y'all on my side, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm in this YouTube universe where anything goes on. Please like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you help us reach our goals as well too. Okay, what we're gonna start out is a conversation we was kind of having in the back. I didn't think that would be the icebreaker, but this is gonna be the icebreaker of the show. We're gonna start with my sister Chris. Okay, what is a 304 phase, and does a woman need to experience it in order to be loyal to a man?
What is the 304 phase, and does a woman need to experience it to what? Say that one more time.
In order to be loyal to a man, does she have to experience it at least once in her life to be loyal to a man? So, and I want to give more context.
Okay.
What we keep seeing when we had these conversations is there are good women who have never been a 304, but other women is in her ear. Social media is in her ear, and she's influenced and motivated to do these things because other women are bragging about it, and she ends up compromising her household to engage in this 304 phase. Just to ultimately, hopefully, come back. She may stay, because we heard once a good girl goes bad, she's gone forever. Hey, Six, what you think about that?
Once a good girl gone bad, she's gone forever.
She's gone forever. I think that's
gone
what Hope said.
Shit, I gotta live with the fact I did you wrong forever.
Wrong forever, man. Woo! I should have grown that. I should have played that song, boy. That was a song. Did you ever possibility?
Man, like that song give me PTSD.
Oh, hey, man, that song was. Hey, come on, man. Why? You weren't going through it. You weren't going through the song back then, were you?
Man, my kid's mom used to leave that on my voicemail every other week. Play that on my.
That was back then when the girls would send you songs. When then you send her back songs.
Man, for real.
That was the love generation, yo. That was the love generation. CEO, was you doing that too? I know you was cupcaking now. Don't lie.
Yeah. I used to play. I used to have that on replay, man.
I know. Don't lie now. What's going on, big dog barking?
What going on, bro? What going on with you?
My brother, you the Green Lantern now?
Huh?
Oh shit!
I'm a superhero. I thought you knew that, Ali.
Oh my God!
I didn't know that, man. Yeah, you a superhero, right?
Yeah, I'm a superhero.
We're gonna get to you, big dog barking. But yeah, so what I'm saying is ultimately there's a lot of sisters who will start out good women, and then for some reason they need to have that, they got an itch, but the itch wasn't there till the women got in their ear. And then there's women who have the 304 phase and they looking supposedly to be a good woman and looking to settle down with a good man. So what do you think ultimately the 304 phase is? And again, does a woman have to experience it one time in her life in order to remain loyal to a man?
Okay. So to the first part of your question, what do I believe a 304 phase is? Having unnecessary fun without boundaries. And
Shit like that.
One unnecessary fun is being promiscuous, giving your body away, just all willy-nilly to anybody. I'm somebody that likes to, follow biblical principles. Not perfect by any means, but I think that's something that you should cherish and hold on to it if you can. So that's one thing in regard to the 304 phase and my understanding of it. And then two, do I think a woman needs to experience that to be able to settle down with a good man? No, I don't believe that you do. I had a pastor say once, rejection is for your protection. And people can take that how they want to, but sometimes you might be shielded from something that protected you from going down a road that somebody else went through. One thing I like to say, I didn't get many whoopings growing up because I saw some things that my relatives would do and why they got whooped for it. So because I saw it, I didn't need to go and do it because I knew the consequence. So I don't think that it's necessary for you to have that in order to be able to settle down with a good man. That's my answer to that.
Quick question before I go away.
Yeah.
Because ultimately it seems like the P is more valuable than the D in society, right? Obviously, you can go on a street corner and sell P. You can't really sell D, right? So if a woman is giving it away like it's a cash prize, should men in general be expected to support her and protect her and respect her?
I believe that a man should be respectful of anyone, no matter the gender. But
I mean, in regards to a relationship, excuse me. In regard if she's giving it away like it's a cash prize.
I don't think that you would be wise to be with an individual like that. I don't think that you would have much respect for a woman that is giving herself away in that regard. So I think that no, a man would not have respect for a woman like that.
Okay. But she shouldn't expect them to respect her in regards to a relationship either, right?
I think that would be a little foolish to expect respect from someone when you don't respect yourself.
Oh, that's what.
Yes.
Okay.
Well done.
That's good. That was a very good answer. You said what was on my mind. That was a good answer. You've been coming out that cave. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if there's a cave anymore. I don't know if there's a cave of wonders anymore. You've been coming out that cave. I think you started getting a little bit. My sister Savage, what is a 304 phase? And does a woman have to experience it at least one time in her life in order to remain loyal to a man?
I would consider a 304 phase is somebody enjoying a moment and having fun and not thinking about mitigating no risk, and whatever happens with whoever they want it to happen with. Do you need to experience the 304 phase to be loyal to a guy? I think it make it harder for you to be loyal to that guy because what you're doing is practicing this nasty habit to the point where it's like if you keep on doing this, when things don't go your way in that relationship and stuff, you're gonna go back to what you know. You know what I'm saying? What do you know? Well, this is what I use to fill in a void for feeling insecure, unhappy, unwanted, a lack of love for self, you're using it as a way to fill in for something. So I don't recommend nobody use the 304 phase for nothing because all you're going to do is bring your value down and ruin yourself and ruin your mind. All those bodies and stuff up in you. Do you even know who you are after all that?
So a question I have for you, if that's the case, why does she give it away? Like if a woman isn't going to get marriage or love for just having sex, why does she give it away and make it so accessible? Do you believe in your mind, is it actually for love? A lot of times sisters be saying this because they're looking for love, they're looking for attention, they ain't have a father, or are they actually using their body as leverage to control somebody? Like, what would you see it as? Because I feel like if it was love, you do everything in your life that's possible to get someone to be there for you, to support you, to love you by loving them and being loyal to them. But what I see is a lot of these sisters who giving their bodies away is typically for getting something in return. It's not to give somebody something in order to get love in return.
I would say they give it away for three things, in my personal opinion. Number one, lack of discipline. That's number one. You can't control it, so you just gonna give it. Number two, lack of self-awareness. If you don't know yourself and your boundaries and have any education on what it is to be a woman and respecting and loving yourself because you didn't have the example in front of your face, or for somebody to sit down and talk to you about your value and then have you keep it with accountability, there's no way you can upkeep that. That's a responsibility, which brings me to number three, lack of responsibility. So when you have these three things, lack of discipline, lack of self-awareness, and lack of accountability, well, then you're always going to be trying to fill in for something that you don't know much about. You're just hoping to get some type of good results, because it's like doing drugs, you know? It's just something that feels good for the moment, but then when it vanishes, you know, how do you fill in for that when it's not there no more?
Okay, okay. So my brother, well now I'm gonna go to sisters real quick first. Let me bring y'all back. Let me get y'all right here. My sister Tia, what is a 304 phase? And does a woman need to experience it one time, at least one time in her life, in order to be loyal to a man?
A 304 phase is pretty much what they said. Someone that definitely lacks accountability. She want to fill a void of, constantly running from one man to the next man. She want to constantly put it off about her father, her mother, her auntie, her uncle, whomever, versus taking accountability for herself and really realizing like, hey, this is something that I need to work on. And constantly jumping from one guy to another guy isn't going to help it. But for the moment, it just feels good. That's all it is. They're just living in the moment, and they don't really care as to what's going on and who says what about them, because they're chasing something that they're lacking. And what was the other question, second part to that?
Well, I was asking everybody a different question, so I got a different question for you as
okay.
well too.
But you said something about, do she need?
Oh, does she have to experience it at least one time in her life to be loyal to a man?
Oh no. I feel like if you experiencing that, like your value goes down. There's something in your mental that's going to keep you disconnected from somebody. Like, how are you going to actually love somebody if you're constantly just giving yourself away? Like, you don't even love yourself enough to like, it's a body. You're exchanging bodily fluids with multiple people. You don't really care about yourself. There's no self-awareness. You're putting yourself in danger and other people's self, in bodies in danger. Definitely those that's not constantly going to the doctor.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely a whole lack of accountability.
So do you think, and let me ask you this, because I believe the reason why men keep chasing after women, why men keep pursuing women outside of the what's on the surface, the obvious, that men truly believe that women are good by nature and virtuous by nature. They believe that they will ultimately keep would possibly keep your legs closed until you met your husband or somebody who loved you. Given the state of society, do you think the way that women are conducting themselves in society, do you think that women are actually 304s by nature?
I don't think so. I don't.
Are they 304s by nature trying to be good women, or are they good women that's becoming 304s? Because I'm asking that in your experience too, and anybody can speak to it as well too before I go to Coco. Why is it such an abundance of women that are engaging in those type of behaviors instead of respecting and valuing themselves when they tell men to respect and value them? Like Chris said, if you want us to respect and value you, why is there such an abundance of women who are just giving it out if they're not a 304 by nature? And this is just questions. I'm not assuming that a woman's this is things that go through my brain. I brainstorm. It's not making an assessment that women are 304s by nature. I may not think women are 304s by nature, but if they're not 304s by nature and they're looking for love, why is it so accessible to get her body, but not to get her heart?
I feel like, honestly, majority of women, or not majority, a lot of women are 304s by nature. And you see it, like the signs are there early on. Like if you really pay attention, a lot of these little girls that are fast and they want to wear like, the tube tops and the boy shorts or the booty shorts around, their mother's friends or out in public. And if it's not like checked in the door, like they're gonna grow up to thinking it's okay. Like I've been around a lot of people like growing up, and I'm like, why is this child here? Like, and then why are they here wearing that? And it's like, it's all adults. Like there's no way this little girl that's like 10, 11, 12, 13, you know, whatever, 15 year up to 15, 16 years old, I was taught like, yo, you're not supposed to be around adults. And then you definitely not supposed to wear certain things around grown men. So I just feel like that starts at home.
Okay.
So it's definitely, I don't want to say it's taught, but it definitely starts in the house.
And real quick before I go to Coco, I see that it sounds neutral. Who do you think typically allows their daughters? Who doesn't teach their daughters that? Is it the father or is it the mother that's not teaching her that typically?
I feel like it's both. Like you can't say either or. Like, so if the father isn't there, like of course the
No.
mother.
So slow down, Tia. Slow
Okay.
down. You believe that fathers most time when they're raising their daughters are not telling
Oh
her.
no, sorry, no. It's I can't say it's whomever is in the household with them, which is generally the mother. You know, I'm not saying like there are some fathers that have custody of their kids, but it's generally the mothers. And
So hold on. Do you know a father in general that is sexualizing their daughters and telling her to dress revealing?
No.
So how can it be neutral? Do you know mothers who support their daughters dressing revealing?
Bless you.
Not only does she support her dressing revealing, does she dress revealing herself and buy and purchase it and endorse her doing it as well too? I have not yet to meet a father that go, "Hey, I love when you show your breasts."
No, that's what I'm saying. I made a mistake. That was I was.
So it can't be neutral. It has to be who's the adult in the household that's enabling her and supporting her to do
and
that.
It's the mother, because they're looking at their mother and I'm like, hey, my mama dressed like that, so I can dress like that. And I just feel like no, because if your mother dressing like this around her man and y'all around her man and his friends, and you come around and you got the same thing your mama got on, and you 13 years old, like, and your mom don't send you back upstairs, like, I think that's a problem.
I literally started looking at Cardi B and her daughter on Facebook. Her daughter sitting with her leg crossed up like her mama in a little kid's jumpsuit and looking just like Cardi, by the way. And I'm just looking at the daughter and I'm looking at the mama, and all I could think is that old saying that my grandma used to say, monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Right. So my sister Coco, do women, excuse me, what is a 304 phase, and does a woman need to experience it at least one time in her life to be loyal to a man?
I pretty much agree with the women on what a 304 is. It's somebody that doesn't have boundaries or standards and seeks attention. But what was the second part?
Does a woman have to experience it at least one time to be loyal to a man?
No, but I do think, depending on the situation, her experiencing it could be humbling to her.
What you mean by that? Humbling. How can it humble? How can the 304 phase humble her?
Because, okay, let's say that you have a good man that you started off with. He is actually good and do everything that a man is supposed to do. And you decide to leave him because you want to be a 304 like other women. And you see that you're not going to get what you just left, and now you can't get that back. So I feel like it could be humbling in that way.
You think that? So if they were so,
she might not admit it, but it's humbling.
if it's so humbling, why didn't she get with the next guy that was maybe ideally close to this guy? Why does she go find a good guy? Why does she repeat? If it's
because
so
she's still searching for that man that she left, and she can't have him no more. So now with her 304 phase, she's going to be constantly looking for something different in every man that compares to that first man, but she's never going to get him. So I feel like it's going to be humbling, even if she doesn't admit it. Her life is going to show how humbling it was.
I don't know. Well, so we'll get my brother CEO. What is a 304 phase, and does a woman need to experience it to be loyal to a man at least one time in her life?
I think a 304 phase is a woman who's just trying to try every flavor like Baskin Robbins. And no, I don't think it's required to be loyal to a man. I think it actually dilutes a certain version of love that she can have towards one man.
Okay. And do you believe what sisters say? And there's a lot of women that say that men create 304s. Do you believe that men create 304s, or do you think they create themselves?
No, they create themselves. I don't think men has nothing to do with creating 304s.
Okay. Can you substantiate that?
As far as like they're making a choice to sleep with these men. What does that has to do with like if a woman is sleeping with me, then she decides to sleep with everybody else on the panel. What do I have to do with that?
Okay.
Nothing. That's a choice that she makes.
Okay. My brother Big Dog barking in the building. What is a 304 phase, and does a woman need to experience it at least one time in her life to be loyal to a man? Oh, you on mute, my brother. Rookie mistake. Superheroes don't make mistakes like that.
Press Alt D.
Can you hear me, man?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are we talking about bodies or attention?
I'm asking you what you think a 304 phase is.
It's a difference. If we talking about bodies, then no. If we talking about attention, then everybody go through a whole phase.
No, I'm just asking you what you believe a 304 phase is.
I believe, like I said, if we were talking about attention, then yeah, every female gonna go through that whole phase because they all looking for attention. If we talking about bodies, then no, they don't have to go through a lot of bodies to be loyal to no man.
So you separating it. You a 304. Hold on. Is a 304? You think a woman is a 304 if she gets a lot of attention with men, but she don't sleep with them?
Yes.
What kind of 304?
Attention whore. It's like a label whore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not going to refute that, right? But what I'm saying in context of her sleeping with multitudes of men, like that's what I mean. Like
no.
That 304. A woman, a lot of women talk about they have to go through a 304 phase.
No, that's cap. That's cap. They ain't gotta do that.
Why do you think they don't got to do that?
Because they're just trying to justify you being promiscuous and that your body, your choice. You get to do what you want to do. So no, you ain't gotta do that. Be loyal to no man.
Okay. All right. My brother Opulent 6, my brother, the one and only. What is a 304 phase, and does a woman need to experience it at least one time in her life to be loyal to a man?
A 304 stage is anybody that is promiscuous and lacks sex, to be concise. And does a woman need to go through it to be loyal? I can't really answer the latter part of that question because I ain't never been a little girl before, let alone I know what a woman needs. So a woman got to attest to that. I don't believe so, but I can't stand on that because, again, I've never been a little girl. So I can't go about what a woman needs and the intricacies of her personality. I don't believe so, but anybody could be a 304, be promiscuous, and you lack sexual temperament. That's it.
So hold on. Is my screen still black?
No, it's good now.
Okay, I'm good now. So when you say anybody can be a 304, you think it's the same? You think a man can be a 304 as well too?
Yeah, anybody that is promiscuous and lacks sexual temperament has the potential to be a 304.
So let's pretend the men and women that's on this panel ain't the men and women who are on this panel, because I don't want to personalize it with the men and women on this panel. If Robert slept with all the women that's not the women that's on this panel, would he be respected or would he be disrespected by society? Would he be deemed a valued man or devalued man?
It depends on the circle the consortium that he's a part of. Some consortiums would champion that behavior and he'd be a valued man. Be that as it may, I come from a neighborhood early on in my childhood where we championed murderers. That didn't make it right. So you could be championed as a 304, but that doesn't make it right just because people are giving you accolades and they celebrate your demise, sexual demise. So yeah, you conflate two different things, my brother.
No, but would it be? It still would be. So let's take away our
yes, you are a celebrated 304. Then you're still a 304. You just celebrated 304.
No, let's say we can't talk. Let's say there's no social constructs. If there's a man that's sleeping with all the women that he's not having to be with, and there's another man who can't sleep with those women, and he wants to be with the women, who's the most valuable to those women?
The women. That's nuanced, but what you're trying to get at, I just can't go there because it's nuanced. And your rebuttal is a little cavil because
How
again,
can
no matter I'm finna tell you, no
okay, go
matter
ahead.
if you a man or a woman, I just gave you the definition so we can be working from the same metric. So let's work from the same metric based on my definition because everybody
Okay.
went around and gave their definition. So let's become monolithic in this definition. A 304 is anyone who's promiscuous and lacks sexual temperament. That is the makings for a 304, and that is not inherently one gender or other because I think both genders at some point get horny and want to have sex. But if you lack sexual temperament and lack moral scruples, then you'll be more susceptible to sleeping with a bunch of people. Now, in archaic times, yes, is you're celebrated as a man if you can conquer, aka sleep with many women, and you're condemned as a woman in archaic times if multiple men sleep with you. So both things can be, I see where you're going with this, both things can be true at the same time, but one doesn't necessarily cancel out the other.
Mhm. So there's never been throughout the history of time, instead of the nuance you're using, where a man was referred to as a hoe. The woman was always referred to as a hoe to use it as a condescending term towards her. It was never used as a condescending term towards a man. So if hold on real quick. So if a man was sleeping with a lot of women, he was not it wasn't a condescending term. He's the woman that he's the man that majority of women were trying to go after and sought after. So how can it be the same if the word hoe, when it's said to a woman, it's always been associated with the woman who slept with a lot of men? If you call a man a hoe, it's typically a woman trying to say it's condescending, a condescending term used towards a man to talk down on a man who's getting all the women and they can't control that man. That's more of a nuanced term used to men that was never used before.
Well, first of all, you got to understand that men and women live under two different sets of consequences. So
Mhm.
by that, you have to split the hairs and then use two different metric systems.
Yes. So that's why
Oh,
I asked.
Brixton, relax. So let me finish. Let me finish. Let me ask you a question. If a man is impecunious, broke, don't have no money, homeless and broke, and a woman is impecunious,
Mhm.
broke, they're both broke, right?
Mhm.
They both homeless, right?
Mhm.
But who gets the sympathy? The
The
woman.
woman.
A
Mhm.
woman can be broke and go to the club, and they still call her cute and say she can get in for free and she can drink for free. And hell, she meet the right man, she might even get a free meal after. But they're both broke. We live under two different sets of consequences. If a man show up to the club broke, he probably won't get in, definitely won't be drinking, and more than likely he won't be leaving home with a woman. I'm using this as a placeholder so you can grasp onto this and understand that men and women live under two different sets of consequences. They're
You made
both
my
broke.
point.
But the way they both broke, but the way it's viewed is different. It's the same thing, but the way it's viewed is different. And I already said in my previous retort that in archaic times, women were condemned for being 304s. That's archaic because in this era right now, women are being championed and being escorted. They have appetized sex and sexual activities. So
Mhm. So you made my point. You know why you made my point?
okay, go ahead.
Because Chris, Savage, and Coco and Tia can all get a man being broke. Men don't usually refer to women as broke or bums, but they'll refer to a man as broke or a bum because a man has to solidify resources and be established in order to get a woman in today's market. A woman doesn't. She can get access to the top guy being broke and being a bum. She don't have to have resources. That's why when we're using hoe to condemn her, that's ultimately her highest resource is what she's doing with her body. And if she gives it away and it reduces her value and she becomes a hoe. If a man is getting access to a lot of women, it actually increases his value and other women value him as well too. And he gets more women because he got multitudes of women. If he can't get a woman, his value doesn't go up. If the women are sleeping with multitudes of men, the high value guy, the man who's sought out by women, he doesn't want her. He'll sleep with her, but he doesn't want her. Where if a woman's broken a bum, she can get access to any man. Where if a man is broken a bum, he can't get access to the so-called top woman. He would be looked at as a brokey to today's women, and he would lose his value. That's all I'm saying. It's ultimately it isn't the same thing when we're referencing the women. If a woman calls you a hoe, we go, oh, I know he got a lot of women. If we calling a woman a hoe, and everybody's hearing it, is typically she's sleeping with a lot of men, and it reduces her value.
Well, we're saying the same thing. And again, I open my statement by saying men and women live under two different sets of consequences. Now, the construct for those consequences differ by gender, but a duck is still a duck. A bird is still a bird. Eagles gonna fly with seagulls. They judge differently. So we're saying the same thing, but you're still a whore, because a whore, by definition that I gave, is anyone that is promiscuous and lacks sexual temperament. Now, again, men who tend to fall under this category, again, are celebrated and championed, and women who fall under this category are condemned and criticized, just like in the reverse, the mirror opposite, okay? The mirror opposite is the example I gave about being broke, which you corroborated with your statement. So we're saying the same thing, but I just won't reduce my statement to no, men can't be 304s, because by my definition, the definition, we can ground the conversation in the Webster's definition. It will probably mirror mine. But if you're promiscuous and you lack sexual temperament, those are the makings of being a hoe. And you could be a hoe whether you're a man or a woman. Now, whether it's accepted or not, championed or not, criticized or not, critiqued or not, that's a different thing, because we both know that men and women live under two different sets of consequences. That's all I'm saying. So we're saying the same thing, but I'm saying you, just because it's accepted, don't, again, where I'm from, we celebrate murderers. That doesn't mean that they're not murderers, because we like, yo, because the police is like, I'm not celebrating you, you're going to jail. So it all depends on who you talk to and what consortium you attach yourself to. So again, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just shading in the area that you tried to make gray. I'm putting some color in the conversation with a little bit of common sense and transparency.
No, because if we were in a court of law and you looked up hoe, it would be referred to a woman. It wouldn't be in reference to a man. So it had to be you doing gray, not me. I'm doing it straight, because you're a brother who believes in terminology and the actual definition of words. That words is a slang term used for a prostitute. It's not used for a man. So if we're going based off the terminology and the dictionary.
Pause. Right now, we just watched 2 years of the Diddy trial. We know they're male prostitutes. Right now, you're trying to render prostitution to just a specific gender, but we know that males can also be prostitutes. So right there, you just admitted, and you just inadvertently admitted that I am right. But go ahead. Go ahead.
So is a hoe typically referring to a man or a woman in the dictionary?
It depends on who you talk to, because I've been called a hoe, and I'm pretty sure in your heyday, you've been called a hoe. It depends on who you talk to. Like, it's nuanced. Again, I agree with you, but again, I am coloring the conversation where you're trying to make it gray. I'm coloring it with truth, that anyone could be promiscuous. Just like you said, hoe is prostitution, but we all know that there's male prostitutes because we watched the Diddy trial. For those of you who never knew that, now you know that it's true. So you just corroborated my whole statement.
No, because a man and women can be promiscuous, but a man and woman can't be a hoe. The woman, that term is used for a woman. And then one more thing, when you said killing is praised, you would have to use a certain aspect of society, a minority of people who may praise that. Most people don't praise murderers. So
yes, they do. Most people do praise murderers. We have Veterans Day every day, and most veterans are over there killing people now. So again, it's nuanced. Every time you come with something, I'm gonna color it with truth. Everybody in the armed services that was on the front line and part of a battalion, they're murderers. Now you can say they murder for good, they murder for bad, but good and bad depends on who's looking at it. But murderers do get celebrated, and they get the Medal of Honor from the president, and they get their own streets named after them. So again, that's disingenuous and it's just false, my brother. That's all I'm saying.
You realize every time you respond back to me, you make it condescending. I just rebuttal what you're saying. Every single time you're going to say something. Hold on. Now remember this. I'm known for having an intellect, and you're known for having an intellect, and you keep being condescending when you refer back to me as if my mind is lower than your mind, and I'm lacking common sense. You're telling me in your experience with me that I lack common sense now that I disagree with you.
In what way did I do that?
No, you said I lack common sense.
I never said that.
Yes, you did. Everybody watching, did he said I lack common sense?
I think if he was referring to, he did say those words, but I don't think he was referring to you in that instant. I think he was referring to people who don't see it his way.
Who do I see it his way?
Well, damn.
I don't think you lack common sense, and I never said that. When you
No, you.
rewind this back, I never said that because I don't believe that. If I believe something, I'm gonna stand on it, and you know that. But I don't believe you lack common sense.
No, no, no.
I believe that you're conflating two different things. But every time you say something, I'm just coloring it with the truth. You said murderers are only celebrated by a small minority group of people, but that is not true because if you're in an armed service part of a battalion on the front line, you are essentially a murderer, and they have a. Not only do they have their own holiday, but they get medals. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you lack common sense.
So they're being celebrated for murdering.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna let
What
that
is the
one go.
purpose? The Purple Heart, you kill and be killed. You receive that.
No.
Veterans Day.
If somebody broke into my house and I defended my family and I end up killing this person, are they praising me for killing them, or are they praising me for protecting my household and family?
You still kill someone.
No, I didn't, brother. I didn't ask you that, brother. So if we're having a straightforward conversation, if I kill somebody that breaks into my home, are they praising me for killing the person or protecting my family and household?
In the context you're looking for, they're praising you for protecting your household. But that's an example. I can give you an example of the opposite, and then both will be true. You're trying to rule out one or the other, but I'm saying that both things are true. And no matter how hard you fight that, I'm gonna always find an opening because the truth, there's three things that always come out, my brother: the sun, the moon, and the truth. So no matter what you say, I will find a retort that is accurate, irrefutable, immutable, and inerrant because it's just the truth.
Right.
Both things are true.
No,
both
it's the
things
truth.
are true.
Yes, it'll be your truth or my truth. It's either
No, but you have the truth, your truth, and my truth. I'm speaking the truth. Right now, I'm not even speaking your truth or
okay,
my
watch
truth,
this.
the truth.
Okay. So let's see what else. There's other people on the panel. Hey, Chris, when a soldier kills somebody in a line of fire or a line of duty, excuse me, are they being celebrated for killing somebody or defending the country?
They're being celebrated for defending the country.
Savage, in your experience of how you see it, when someone kills in a line of duty in the army or armed forces, are they being celebrated for killing somebody or defending the country?
Defending the country. That's why they get those Purple Hearts and stuff. You know what I'm saying, when they go.
Defending the country, but like I can see what Six is saying.
This is what happens. So this is what happens with the. I can see what he's saying as well too.
Okay.
But are they getting praised for murdering people?
No. It's for country every time a military person is being celebrated, no matter what they've done.
How about you, big dog?
Yeah, I agree with everybody else, but it's that small minority in their soldier's life that probably praise them for popping somebody.
Okay, how about you, Tia?
Absolutely, I believe everything that they're said before me.
How about you, Coco? So I'm asking Six. This is just a survey. We could be wrong and you could be right. But according to you, when you said you telling the truth, if people were watching this, who would people perceive as telling the truth? Would it be everybody on the panel or you?
I don't know, but I know the truth is not dictated by the number of believers. People used to believe that the world was flat and that slavery was correct. So,
right.
What does that mean?
I just use a survey.
So it doesn't. I don't know, and I have no interest.
But how do you dictate
interest?
So how do we determine who's telling the truth?
We don't have. You could determine what truth. You don't need me to determine your truth because the truth is still gonna be the truth.
No, you said you was telling the truth. You said you.
Listen to what I'm saying. This is the truth, but what you believe is what you believe. You could believe today is June 23rd. What that have to do with me? I'm not trying to convince you. Like you believe you right or they believe they right. That's fine. Like I don't have a retort for what you believe. Like your belief system doesn't really affect my life for me to go back and forth with you off of something that I feel is moot and cavil. So I just don't care. I'm not trying to be insouciant, but I'm like, this is moot. Like it doesn't matter because nothing you will say is gonna change the truth. Nothing nobody believes changed.
Right now, both of you are right. Now let me explain this real quick, Ali. Yes, the world's deadliest sniper is celebrated for being an American hero, right? But for him to get that celebration, he had to murder people. So it's like we're battling perspective right now. You're both telling the truth. You both are speaking the truth. So that's what it is.
No,
like
it can't. We both can't. A CO. If you're praised for murdering, you're praised for you don't do. There's no other context. You just murder. All you do is going around here murdering. If people are getting praised for murdering, verse, you have to add context. If he murdered for an ultimate purpose and a goal, but he usually doesn't murder. He's murdering for a purpose, is separate from the fact that we're actually praising somebody for murdering, and this is just a murderer.
Well, can I say something, Ali? True or false? Do people call porn stars hoes? Yes or no? Porn stars are hoes, but they're fucking for money. So if you give context that they're not much, see how it gets disingenuous? If you give context, they're not just having sex to have sex. Just like you said, well, it depends on why you murder. They're not just murdering. All right, well, porn stars, they're labeled as 304s, but they're not just having sex. That's their job. But we both know that it is what it is. Giving nuance to it, again, it's just giving color to it, but it still is what it is. A dog is a dog, whether it's a little teacup dog that you walk around Trader Joe's with, or whether it's a dog that's gonna guard your house. A dog is a dog. Now, how you label it is how you want to label it, but it is what it is, and nothing I can say or you can say can change what it is, what it is. That's why I'm like, this is just moot. Like, I'm not trying to have you relinquish your beliefs. You don't have to relinquish your beliefs. I am not trying to get you to capitulate. And I don't believe by no measure, I don't believe by no measure that you're not intelligent. You're highly intelligent. You're very formidable. So I'm not even trying to get you to capitulate. I'm just saying, like, okay, believe that, but it won't change what is. You believe it. I'm not gonna fight you on it.
So this would be a matter. Would this just be a matter of intention then? A matter of
intention has nothing to do with the actual act. Murder is murder, no matter what the intention is.
No, I was saying in regard to the celebration portion of it.
So yes, hey, hold on, hey Chris. So 6, you're telling me, hold on, 6. If 20 people broke into your home right now with your family, and you happen to kill all 20 of those people defending your household, you're a murderer now?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think murder is a word of law, right? Like they use a kill as like, because you could somebody can be unalive.
Again, 6 is 6 like terms and definitions. A murderer is the crime of unlawfully and unjustifiably killing a person. 6.
Okay. He got you right there, 6. He got you right there. And to your adult star, the only difference is the camera is rolling. They still having sex for money.
But laws are fake and have loopholes, because if a Caucasian kills somebody, then they can plead self-defense, and if you kill somebody, they can say, nah, that wasn't self-defense. So again, we're just playing with words and laws are made to be broken. And that's a different subject. I don't want to start going off of that, because that is the reason why we all should have money. I have money because money is power. I'm exempt for a lot of laws, because if you don't pay your taxes, that is tax evasion and you're going to jail. But that same thing, we could do the same act, but I have money. It is called tax avoidance, and I'm not going to jail. It's the same thing, but they're labeling it different so that you can be punished different.
Right. Okay. Go ahead, Coco. Does anybody have anything to say before we move on to the next topic? Does anybody have any rebuttal? Does anybody have any statement they'd like to say in regardless to what we were just discussing?
I was just gonna say that I understand what 6 is saying when he says,
I do too.
About the government and stuff like that. But definitions are still definitions. They have definitions for a reason. So the definition is still going to be what it's going to be, regardless of how the government may view this person. That definition is still that definition.
Yes.
So if murder means it has to have some type of unlawful intent, that still means it's an unlawful intent. And if you look at laws, whether they follow those laws or not in court, that law is still that law. That's how I look at it.
So this is the next. We're gonna start back with Chris. Okay. This is the next topic. Y'all ready?
Whose job is it to trigger or activate the soft girl era? Do you think it's our responsibility or the man's?
I think the right energy will bring that softness out of you. I feel like certain energies will bring that spiciness out of you, or the energy of, I have to do everything. I have to be the responsible one. I have to make sure certain things are taken care of, because we're not getting the feeling that you're going to take care of that. I really feel like that's just how it is. Like, there are certain secure individuals that will make the bossiest, spiciest woman chill. You know what I'm saying? So I really believe that. But
that's true.
And again, y'all, shout out to the 230 people in the building. Please like and subscribe. Please make sure you share as well too. Out of all my goals, y'all, the main goal I would love to be met, man, is my Cash App goal, man. If y'all can make that happen as well too. But if please help us reach our membership goals, our Cash App goals, and our Super Chat goals. My brother 30K is the sponsor of the show with $15. With the $5 Super Chat says the fire song. I got The Weeknd in the booth. I first said, what did y'all say it was? You thought it was Sam Smith who could sing that song, CEO?
Yeah.
And then I thought maybe it was someone else I was thinking about that could sing that song, but I said The Weeknd at the end of it with my girl as well too. If I can see Weeknd singing this song right here, like I think Weeknd would knock that song out. But I was thinking Chris Brown too, because Chris Brown has that kind of feel to them type of songs too.
Thank you for the $5. We were all born to be untouchable.
And then my brother, the original CMC with the $2 Super Chat, could the 304 phase also be the coping mechanism?
No.
Y'all say no? Anybody want to answer that?
I say no, because what are you coping? You stacking up. That's what you use to run for something. When you rocking up a whole bunch of bodies, or as I like to say, ride a bunch of pogo sticks, baby, you running from something. You don't want to cope with yourself. You don't want to deal with yourself. You don't want to lay with yourself. You don't want to see yourself. You don't want to acknowledge yourself. You running. That's what you're doing. You running. You want somebody else to fill in the job that you're supposed to do. You running. Ain't no coping mechanism.
Anybody got any rebuttals to that? Do y'all think it's a coping mechanism, or what you think she's ideally doing it for?
That's what Savage said.
Okay. And then my brother 30K with the $10 Super Chat. When a person breaks into your home armed, I think they were just feeding their family, right? Because it's the government's fault for not feeding the poor. Nuance, right? Also, the term for males is gigolo. Like, so that's a good point. 6. If a person is hungry and breaks into someone's house and wants to feed his family, is he justified if he's hungry?
Again, it depends on what consortium you're a part of. There's a lot of people that champion what they call breaking and entering, 459. That's the police code for robbery. And then there's a lot of people that condemn it. But I've been on both sides of that coin, right? So I understand both sides. I wasn't born at the top of the mountain. You know what I mean? I was born a lion. And then when you're in the jungle, a lion is chasing a deer early in the morning. And the deer is saying, "Dear God, don't let this lion eat me." And the lion is saying, "Dear God, please let me feed my family." Same God, different prayer. So again, both things are true. It just depends on where you standing. I don't have a rebuttal.
Okay.
We just got $10, kinfolk. You know what that means, right? We back on our feet again. I ain't gonna hold you. Support be healing people.
And then my brother Frederick Howard with the first gifted membership, man. Much love to you, my brother, man. Make sure I keep y'all membership. And then our brother Batworks hit us with another Cash App as well too, man. Much love to you, my brother, for the Cash App, man. I truly appreciate it. Okay, so do y'all need to watch the video again, Chris, before I start back to get the question?
No.
Okay. Does a man does it require a man to put a woman in her soft girl era and bring the femininity out of her? Is it a man's responsibility to bring the softness and femininity out of a woman?
No. And I say that because, number one, I don't believe that it's anybody's responsibility to bring you to a place where you should be ultimately, right? I think it has to do a lot with understanding your purpose and your design. Also, if you have goals that are set for yourself, what you want to accomplish, what you want to do, you will align yourself with like-minded people or like-minded things, or you will make yourself accessible to that like-minded suitor. Again, like I believe in biblical principles. I believe a man that finds a wife finds a good thing, or you find somebody that you're trying to wife or be with, you know, that guy will be pursuing you. But if you're at a place where you can't be reached, that's not the fault of the man trying to find you. You have to do your part as well. So no, I
Right.
don't believe that it is a man's responsibility to put someone in a soft girl era. That's the term you use, right?
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
yes, it's not a man's responsibility to do that. You know what I mean? But I do believe that there are men out there that have the ability to bring out really good attributes in a woman. Um, in regard to what she was saying, I believe that that is possible, but it's not their responsibility.
Okay. How about you, Savage? Is it a man's responsibility to bring out the softness and femininity out of a woman?
You mean is it a man's responsibility for a woman to be respectful, be honest and transparent, be vulnerable, be cooperative, be easy to talk to, be supportive, be a team player, make it where life is easy and not hard? No, I think it's that woman's job to grow up and mature. I think the moment a woman say soft girl anything, go ahead and dip because she's full of crap.
How about you, CEO? CEO, is it a man's job to bring the softness and femininity out of a woman?
Absolutely not. That should be something that should be like automatic. Um, I believe if you're him, you'll be able to do it, but like it's not our job. You know, women go after what they like. If she's not being soft and being feminine with you, she just don't like you, bro. Get her up out of there.
I gotta come back to that one, the him part. I gotta come back to that. CEO. Big Dog Barker, my brother, is it a man's job to bring the softness and femininity out of a woman?
Nah, it's not my job to put you in your soft girl era, but it's my responsibility to make sure you stay in your soft girl era.
Okay. What you mean by that?
Meaning, if you coming at me as a woman supposed to, as far as femininity and all that go along with the femininity, then it's up to me to make sure you stay in your feminine frame. You know, make sure not to do anything to make you jump out of it.
I gotta come back to that one too. My sister Tia, is it a man's job to bring the softness of femininity out of a woman?
Absolutely not. She has to come knowing who she is as a woman and what she wants, and how she wants to portray to this man. Like most women come off like with this hard, tough exterior, and it was like, well, it's his responsibility for me to act this way. It's because of him as to why I act like she keeps putting all the fault on the man and not looking in the mirror as to who she is as a woman. So it's just an excuse. No, that's my answer. No, it's not his responsibility.
Okay. Why should she be soft for him?
It's not just with him. Like you want to be soft for yourself. Like you have to be confident within yourself. This is something that you should want to do. This is how you want to carry yourself as a woman.
Okay. How about you, Coco? Is it a man's job to bring the softness and femininity out of a woman?
No, you can't. For one, you can't make somebody be anything they don't want to be. So it's gonna have to be up to her anyway, whether she's gonna be feminine or not.
Okay. My brother Six, man, what you think? Is it a man's job to bring the softness and femininity out of a woman?
First of all, those qualities are already intrinsically available for all women. It's intrinsic. But if you've been in an environment where you've had to mute that, then I suggest you remove yourself from that environment. And even that term, I'll be soft for the right man, I hate that term. People who are the purveyors of that term, what they're doing essentially is aiding and abetting the reduction of female accountability and responsibility. Because imagine a man saying, I'm gonna be masculine for the right woman. When the right woman comes, that's when I'm like, only that term is only accepted and disseminated amongst other women to dodge accountability for not being what they need to be in order to pair bond in harmony with a man. But so that's asinine. Like I literally, that's one of my pet peeves when I hear a woman say that. Like, what do you mean? Like, femininity is not something you can turn off and on like a light switch, even though they believe they can. And then they heart of hearts, they believe it with every morsel of their soul. They believe it. But what happens is when they do, if they do get that right man, he won't. She ain't right for him because she can't just cut it on.
Right.
She can't just cut it on. You've been devoid of practicing these qualities all this. It's like not knowing how to put on makeup for a woman. If a woman does her own makeup, I'm pretty sure she's practicing it. She's practicing when she ain't have nothing to do, nowhere to go. So when it's time to go somewhere, it looks right. Femininity is the same thing. You're trying to mute it and pause it. Then when you meet a man that you feel deserves it, it's not readily accessible in the way that it should be. So he's not responding in the way that he should be. So you're not able to pair bond. But instead of saying something's wrong with me, I did this. You go, I did everything and it still wasn't right. Yeah, you did everything, but you did not do everything correctly. Femininity is intrinsically available to all women. Again, and if you've been in an environment where you've had to mute that or you decide to press pause on that, I suggest you change your environment. But no, I don't believe in that. And I hate women that aid and abet that whole concept I believe was constructed by misandrists, which is women that want to keep other women from pair bonding with men because none of man want their ass. I digress.
So CEO, I'm coming back to you.
What's up, brother?
You said only him can do that, right?
Yeah.
So what makes you, so you believe that the man who's considered him can make this femininity and softness come out this woman?
Only for a short period of time, because it's always up to her if she's going to remain in that frame. You feel me? Like him, he will make her activated, but it might expire. Like Big Dog said, like it's your job to keep her there. Like if him can also do something wrong to make her fall out of that. You
So it's a woman's job to keep you masculine.
No, not at all.
So how is it? And Big Dog said that too. So y'all saying it's a man's job to keep a woman feminine?
No, we're not saying that. I said him could possibly. If he's him, he could
no.
possibly.
He said, no, because you said Big Dog said that it's a man's job it's his job to keep her feminine.
Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. But that's only if you him, right? If you him, you can probably get her to be feminine, right? But staying there, not likely.
Okay, so you can get her to demonstrate feminine qualities for a temporary time. You can't keep her, you can't get her to stay feminine.
No, not at all.
And how about Big Dog? Why you said that? You said it's your job to keep her feminine. Like why you think it's your job to keep her feminine if it's not a woman's job to keep you masculine?
Because if she coming like you wanted to come as a woman, why would you mess that up as a man? Why would you do anything to make her go backwards? Why would you make her to do anything to go out her femininity? Why would you do anything to do that?
No, how could you make your woman stop being feminine? Like how could you?
All you gotta do is go against the grain. And if you come in if you set certain standards for yourself as a man, if you break your own standards and she see that, then she gonna say you ain't no man. So if you ain't gonna be a man, then she can say, well, you ain't gonna keep me in my femininity because you ain't no man. Because you going against your own code.
So how would a feminine woman handle a man who not respecting her and who not treating her properly? How would a feminine woman handle that?
How would a feminine woman handle a man that's not respecting her?
If she's truly a feminine woman, how would she handle a situation where a man is not doing right by her and not treating her correctly?
The first option is to leave that man alone. That's the first option. Leave him alone. If you ain't getting what you want from him, leave him alone. Why are you dealing with him?
Right. So I'm asking y'all. I'm asking the ladies on the panel as well too. Can a man stop you from being feminine?
No. Can no man stop a woman from being feminine? When I hear Big Dog say that, it makes me think like it sounds like trying to please her. But a lot of women are insatiable. Like they just can't be satisfied with not even the things they do for themselves. So if you're doing everything to keep her happy and keep her emotions and stuff up, then it just sounds like you're gonna be the one being stuck right in the bag.
It's not pleasing her. It's like I said, is you standing on your code as a man, what you stand on. If you standing on what you stand on, the man, if she's standing on what she's standing on as a woman, she has no choice but to stay in her femininity when she's dealing with a real man.
Big
It's
dog.
when you go against your code as a man, she can look at you and question your ability as a man.
Okay, big dog. Let's say hypothetically, I was your woman. Hypothetically.
Okay.
And we had a disagreement.
Right.
And you said something I don't like. That and you if a woman was to, disagree with you, if I was to disagree with you, it would not give me the right to use my emotions to yell at you, get disrespectful to you, get a little aggressive with you. I mean, come up out of that feminine frame and get masculine with you because you did something I didn't like. I have to have full discipline and control over myself at all times because as an adult woman, I'm responsible for me. So that means
Right.
it doesn't matter what the other person does. There should be no reason why I'm allowing myself to react in certain ways that take me away from who I am. Saying that this is because of him or this is because of her and them and they, that just sounds like a lack of accountability of everybody's to blame but me. No, can't nobody make me do anything. Can't nobody force me to do anything. This is voluntary. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? That comes with awareness.
Now I shouldn't give you a reason to even go in that direction if I stand on what I stand on. If you
We're
can,
not
if
gonna
me and you,
always see eye to eye.
but you
I
were, I agree,
apologize.
I agree. Now, if me and you get into it and I say no, and you're gonna go off on the deep end, I'm just gonna look at you and say you keep arguing with yourself. I don't give a damn. I still say no. Now what?
What?
I'm still in my masculinity. You out your femininity. Now, if either you gonna get back in your femininity or you gonna kick rocks. One or the other. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I'm standing on man. What you gonna do when you out your feminine? I'm standing on man. I said no. Now what?
Okay, that's me personally, I wouldn't recommend answering like that because you have to leave room for cooperation and seeing eye to eye.
I'm cooperating. I said what I said. You the one arguing with me. Now I said no. You want to keep arguing with yourself. Either you gonna see how I see it, or you gonna get out the door. What you gonna do?
That's an ultimatum.
Okay, you giving me alter. You throwing a temper tantrum. Now what you want to do? You want to act like grown people, or you want to act like kids? What you want to do?
I wouldn't handle it like that, but based on how this is going, I'm gonna go ahead and mute on that one.
So you're saying, but the way you making it seem like is you're not gonna allow her to get out your masculine. You becoming a masculine man by ensuring that she maintains being feminine. Correct? That's what you said, big dog. You saying, hey, if you're not about to get me out my masculine frame by not being feminine, what you about to do about it? So can a woman make you stop being feminine?
Can a woman stop me from being feminine?
Yeah, yes. Can a woman stop you from being masculine? Excuse me. No. Can a woman stop you from being masculine?
I just seen cases where a woman can't get a nigga out their masculinity.
I said you, big dog.
Me personally. Me personally. I haven't got out my masculinity several times in my life. Yeah.
What does that look like?
Being overly emotional, not being able to handle conflict correctly, not being able to say what I really need to say, and just doing some dumbass shit that I shouldn't do.
Yeah, like being overly emotional and acting on those.
Yeah. I've been in that situation before.
Mm-hmm. And so it's her fault when you get out of your masculine.
It's not her fault that I got out of my. It's not her fault. It's my fault that I took the direction I went. It's not her fault that I got out of. Okay. She pushed the button, but it's the actions I took after she pushed the button that made me get out of my masculinity.
Okay. So my main thing. So does anybody have any rebuttal? Do you think a person can make you stop being masculine or feminine? Because I really feel like the conversation we having is if you have a moment where somebody may catch you off guard and you may become over emotional, you may make a mistake, you may make a bad decision. I don't think that automatically stops making you either feminine or masculine. Everybody has moments, right? I would think being feminine and masculine is the consistency of how you conduct yourself and how you handle situations as you encounter them consistently. So if you have a moment where you over talk or you were speaking over somebody or you were making a bad decision, does that automatically make you lack femininity or masculinity?
No, that doesn't inherently do that. And I agree with what you're saying but I believe it depends on what chapter you on in life. That's a level of maturity. Because I agree with him. There was a point in my life where I didn't really even understand what masculinity, what proper masculinity was, right? Or righteous manhood. Because I didn't grow up around many righteous men. So it's hard to be something you didn't see. So what you're doing is using your imagination and Give me your best rendition of what manhood is. But as you begin to self-develop and grow as a man, you don't let anyone, woman or male, knock you off your pivot. And no matter what woman I'm dealing with, if I feel like if I don't want to do what I'm supposed to do as a man, I'm not gonna stop doing what I'm supposed to do as a man. I'm gonna stop dealing with you because I'm married and cemented to my manhood. So if I get in a place where I'm like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I don't want to adhere to my intrinsic visceral behavior because I'm mad at you or I'm not feeling you. I'd rather leave. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, no more masculine stuff for you. You messed up. I'm mad. But and it goes both ways for women too. That's a level of maturity that I
Right.
think we all should strive for because all you doing is hurting your own brand. And by your own brand, I mean your own self, right? Because whether the relationship crash or burn, you want people to have to tell the truth about it. Like that was a good woman to the end. She didn't disrespect me. She didn't cheat. She didn't whatever. She left, and every man respect that more than the latter.
Your mic breaking up, 6.
Can you hear me now?
No, it's breaking up. What I'm asking y'all is, and 6, I want you to come right back in once you get it right, and you might have to refresh. Don't y'all think this masculinity and femininity word keeps being weaponized against each other? Like, if you raise your voice with your children, so let me get hold on. Who got kids on the panel? Do y'all ever raise your voice with your kids?
Yes.
Yes.
Is y'all raise your voice? Does that make you not feminine or masculine depending on who's doing it? And is it typically unjustified when you raise your voice, or is it justified?
No.
It's justified because you
Like, if you like stop. Are you not are you a mother? You're not feminine anymore? Or if you're a father, you're not masculine anymore?
I
personally think
when it comes to children, sometimes you have to raise your voice past a certain decibel point to a certain dominance, and that's how you get the reaction you want. You understand?
Right.
Because
of course.
But I think
no, hold on real quick, Coco. Okay. And that's what I'm saying is this: if a man is constantly mistreating a woman, disrespecting a woman, always keeping her on eggshells, always mistreating her, and one day he walks in the house and whoo, she blows up. Is she now not feminine?
what is she blowing up for?
I just said it. He disrespects her. He don't come in on time. He's always outside. He mistreats her. He's not taking care of his responsibilities. And she's been feminine. She's been soft. She's been graceful and accepting of it. But she's been redirecting him or trying to say it in a way that doesn't disrespect him. Like, hey, babe, I hope you start doing better. I'm expecting you to make better decisions for our family. And then one day he walks in the house and she blows up on him. Is she now not feminine?
Nah, she still is feminine. The problem is it was a pattern of behavior that she's reacting to. You understand? Like if you wasn't hearing her when she was speaking softly, just like with the child, she's going to raise her voice to get your attention.
Right, but don't you think that's weaponized towards men? Do you think most men be yelling at their women, or something builds up and then the man ends up yelling at his woman? But then there are men that'll say he's not stoic and he's feminine because he raised his voice at his woman. Do you think most men go quick from 0 to 100, or do you think most men work up to yelling at their woman if they yell at a woman? And would that make that man feminine?
I think most men don't want to argue with their women, but I think they will go there with their women if they have to.
That's not the question.
I don't think arguing is what makes a man feminine. I think when he's led by his emotions all the time, like every decision he makes is based in emotions and not off logic. And I think what makes a woman masculine is when she feel like she can buck up at a man. That's what makes her masculine. That's my opinion.
So
that's what I'm saying.
In Ali's example, in Ali's example, is the woman masculine to you because she blew up after a pattern of behavior?
No, because that's the only thing that I feel like would make her masculine in the moment is if she was to try to put her hands up to him like she can actually beat him. Then that would make her masculine. But actually having an emotion, women are emotion. We have emotions anyway. We are emotional anyway. So it makes sense for her to, out of the blue, maybe blow up every blue moon. That makes sense to me, but I don't think that would make her masculine. It only makes her masculine if she try to put her hands on him, like she can fight him like a man.
No. So first statement. When women raise their voice, we will say she's being masculine.
Mm-hmm.
But if a man raises his voice, we'll say he's being feminine.
Yeah.
But typically, you would think that the man is supposed to be in the position of raising his voice more so than a woman should never have to raise her voice or raise her voice with her man, especially the fact that he's a man. If me, Six, CEO in real life, we having a conversation, soon as people start raising their voice, it's going somewhere else, right? It's almost it's an expression of dominance. It's trying to dominate the room, dominate the conversation. Most men don't adhere to that kind of conversation. They can turn up. So if a woman, I asked the ladies on the panel, would you want a man to yell at your man? Would you want a man to be domineering or try to dominate your man? So if a woman in a household is trying to do it to her man, would that be masculine of her to raise her voice to y'all? Would she be trying to be masculine? Would she be trying to be domineering and dominant of a man when she's yelling at him? Should she ever raise her voice at her man?
I mean, in the situation that you're talking, in the situation that you said, it's not something that she do. So it's something that just happened after so long of him doing something and she did it. But I feel like if that's what she doing all the time, then it can be looked at as masculine.
Is she typically, in today's modern time, is she typically yelling at him about something that's going to benefit both of y'all or him? Or is typically that is something that's going to benefit her?
Something that's going to benefit her.
Yeah, she's nagging.
And it's yesterday, I don't know what happened. After I did some reviews and I came in the office and I ended up being a relationship counselor. Somehow the men and women, like they were having a conversation. I ended up being a relationship counselor. And I'm asked the sisters, who you think remained the most quiet in the conversation when we were having a conversation in real life? Do you think it's the men or do you think it's the women who remain quiet?
The men.
The man.
The man.
And why y'all think that is?
Men usually they're more quiet and they'll listen and then they'll respond. I don't believe that they'll react over emotionally. And I'm not saying that because a man acts emotional at times makes him less masculine either.
Can anybody else respond to the fact why majority of those men kept their mouths closed while they women said absolutely everything of what they felt and what they go through?
But they might have been listening to try to get a better understanding. Right. Like when you said, would you want another man to yell at your man? That happened to us in sports with the coach. That happened to us in the military with our drill sergeant. So it's like men would probably have better situational awareness to try to get better understanding of what's going on.
I'm not denying that. Let me use you for instance, CEO.
Yes.
If you sitting and having a conversation about having to be actually blunt and vulnerable about your situation, why do you think you would be quiet versus a woman not being quiet? She's going to talk. The people are asking you, how do you feel? They're going to ask her, how do you feel? Why do you think you actually being quiet?
Well, me, I don't think no one's, it depends on who I'm speaking to. If I'm speaking to a woman, I don't think she's really going to understand what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling. You feel me?
Okay.
And since I'm the man, I'm gonna have to listen and adjust so I can take control of the situation.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, what do you think happened as soon as one of the men said how they felt?
It was a combative environment, probably.
Oh, the conversation was gone. Like soon as a man, and he sat there, and I said, now you see, majority of y'all men is sitting here being quiet because they feel like if they express themselves in front of me and we having this actual so-called neutral, because they asked to have the conversation. I was having conversations with them and they were watching and they got intrigued with the fact we were having the conversation. And you know what they said? We want to have the conversation. You could be truthful with us, be vulnerable. And it started out civil. It started out peaceful. And the men were just like, and I said, dang, I said, you notice they're not saying nothing, right? And like, we noticed that he can say what he wants to say. I said, why do you think he's not saying what he wants to say? And I don't know why he wouldn't want to say that. I said, let me ask you this. I said, do you think he's happy? What do you think she said?
Yes.
No. She said, I don't know.
Oh. But
So
she
like,
always got a response.
so
Yep.
help
And
me
I said,
understand.
uh
Help me understand. You were having a conversation with men, right?
yes. And then the
And
women were
then the
watching.
women joined, right?
Yes, yes.
They joined because it was a juicy conversation, right? They were
They
being
no, so they couldn't hear it. They were looking through the window and they were seeing us engage in a conversation.
uh-huh.
And then they wanted to get involved in the conversation. And then she asked the boyfriend, like, what are y'all talking about? Relationships, men and women. Oh, really? We want to talk about it. And I was like, and I told her straight, I said, ma'am, I said, we had this conversation. You're gonna end up being upset. Like we shouldn't have this conversation. You're gonna end up being mad at your man. You ain't gonna be mad at me. You're gonna be mad at your man. No, no, no. I want to have a conversation. We started having a conversation. Soon as I asked him, after they were talking for about 20-30 minutes about how they felt, because I always started out when I have conversations like this, or when I do counseling, or when I did therapy sessions and stuff with people, well, actually life coaching, I would let the women go first to demonstrate we were prioritizing how they felt, even though in typical relationships, they're already prioritized in relationships. Men are typically doing what the women are asking. Is very seldom where the men or women are doing what the men are asking. Like women lead most of these relationships. So she talked about 20 minutes. And then when I asked him, okay, like, what do you want out the relationship? How do you feel? He looked side to side a little bit. And soon as he started talking, it went up from there. She said, you lying. And he was like, I hadn't even got 3 words out. Like, you lie. I mean, she turned up. Like, it was all peaceful and civil. She turned up. It was the end of the conversation. So a lot of times, even in households, a lot of men don't speak up because they know it's going to be a fight. They'd rather keep their woman than make sure their woman acquiesces to what they need because they value the woman more than their feelings. Where a woman was going to speak up about how she feels, about what benefits her, because she values her feelings more than she values the actual guy, typically. And the bad thing about it is, a lot of times when the woman can get her man to be in that position, she knows she's emasculating her man. She knows she's controlling her man, and then she starts resenting her man, but for being able to do exactly what she wanted to get out of her as well too. But the conversation was deaded completely. So that's why I'm asking, when we talk about masculinity and femininity, and when I was talking to Six, what happens when the man is actually trying to express himself? What happens when the man is actually trying to communicate himself? And what happens when he raises his voice? Is there ever a justified reason for a man to raise his voice in a household?
All I know is this right here: if a man don't express himself, something gonna happen one way or another.
I say there is a justified reason for a man to raise his voice in his household. Whether it is a sense of authority when it comes to the family, certain things that need to be done, things that need to be said, he's gonna insert that. That means like I could use my kids for example. I could be a little bit soft spoken when it comes to my kids, and I could tell them to do something about 15 million times. All he got to do is come through the door and say, you know, what he gonna tell them to do. But it's not that he don't yell. He's stern. It's that stern and it's that bass, but it's not something for me. I would have to yell to get that type of sternness to come out. For him, it's natural because he got something in him as a man that I don't got. It's a certain type of stillness, and my father got it too. And I realized that's for him. You know what I'm saying? That's for him to do. That's not for me because it's
Yeah.
gonna take too much energy up out of me. It's gonna take too much, you know what I'm saying, where it's like it's gonna flip for me. It's not gonna do nothing to him. He's gonna be perfectly fine after he say whatever he say. For me, it's gonna mess with me. I'm gonna either feel drained, frustrated, some type of emotions is gonna become behind that voice of me having to get to that type of optim versus for him, it's just like I said what I said. And then he walk away and then, all right, I'm gonna make me a sandwich. Like it's nothing. So, but if it's like for me, if I'm talking over him and like my emotions is getting the best of me, and sometimes he'll have to, bring that voice up to help me see what I'm doing. Like, you're not listening. You're not listening. I said you're not listening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me stop. Okay. What's up? It's not disrespectful. It's not aggressive. I mean, if you understand and you know your partner the way you do, then I'm gonna act like I know you. You know what I'm saying? What's understood ain't gotta be explained. I know you ain't no monster. I know you're not no bully. I know you ain't out to hurt me. I know that you need me to understand. So I'm gonna act like I know. So it's just a matter of, if you know your partner and if you're aware.
Right, but what I'm getting at is, can a woman handle the same tenacity and energy from a man that most women do to me? Like, women get results when they yell in a household. And anybody that's been in a household with a mother and father, or two a man and a woman in a household, when a woman yells, she gets results if the man is there from the man. If a woman is yelling at a man, and if a woman is yelling at her children, typically she will get results if the man is there. I'm not saying if the man is not in there. I hear what you're saying, Savage. What I'm saying is that it's not ideally a lot of consequences for a woman who's yelling, where a man who's yelling in a household is deemed as inappropriate, as disrespectful, and as demeaning. And in society, he's shamed for yelling at his woman and raising his voice, and he'll be emasculated as well too, and he'd be called feminine. Okay, so you say so. So before you disagree, you're telling me, and you're on TikTok, that you're not familiar with the fact that when a man raises his voice, he's called feminine.
You would bring up TikTok. TikTok, I don't even believe most of that stuff be real. I think people be over the phone, you know what I'm saying, finger arguing. But if we talking about on TikTok, it just be people rage baiting more than anything. Now, if we talking about real life in real time with real people, you know, when a woman gets to raising her voice, it's actually worse. The kids is not gonna take her seriously because she do it so much. People not gonna take her
There you
seriously
go.
to the point where she gonna start practicing this boisterous behavior and she not getting no results. To the point where it's like she making a fool out of herself. She's becoming more angry. She's feeling like ain't nobody hearing me. Her emotions is gonna take over.
I'm not talking about from the kid. If a,
I'm talking about in general.
You think a woman that yells at a man ain't gonna get no results?
No, she not. After a while, it's just gonna become like the result you're gonna get is him leaving you because he's not gonna stay for that for that disrespect for too much longer. It's gonna come a time where you be like, you know what, you got one more time.
And that's what she's saying right now was one of the reasons I did the stuff I was doing in my relationship, because you yelling at me for no reason. So all I did was step out. Something gonna happen one way or another if you keep on disrespecting me.
It's gonna be results, but it ain't gonna be no positive ones. That's all I can say to that. A woman can yell and act a mess, but there is some results, and she's not gonna be happy with it. And that's her own fault. You should have had some control and discipline over yourself. You don't get nothing done acting a mess. And then you set that example with your household and people around you that when that stuff come back to you, you can't take what you dish. A lot of women can't take what they dish. Because when it's time to take what they done dished out, all of a sudden now they a victim. Now all of a sudden the person's a narcissist and they're controlling, they're crazy. But all they doing is giving them back what they put out.
Yes.
So y'all telling me from real life examples, everybody that's on this panel, who y'all typically see yelling at somebody? You see the woman yelling at somebody? Do you see women yelling or men yelling? Who y'all typically see yelling?
Oh, I see the women yelling more than I see the men yelling.
So are we conflating and saying just because your woman ain't yelling at you doesn't mean that in real life society that the women ain't getting results from the men that they yell at?
It depends on the man.
Because like I told you again yesterday, and I've been in several situations like that, when the man goes to expressing himself and that woman gets to yelling, she gets results from him yelling. Like he would rather stay with this woman who's upset with him and do what she's asking than for him to switch it back and he start yelling at her or using the same type of tenacity with her to get the results that he wants. Do y'all think typically these households are being run by the woman or the man?
You know, I don't like a question like that, man, because it's like the household is managed by both of us, right? Of course, I'm paying the bills and stuff, but she's doing the other stuff. So it's like it's a team effort to run the household. You feel me? When I'm not in the house, who's in charge of the household? She is. When I'm out the house 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, she's in charge of the house. So it's a team effort when it comes to stuff like that, especially with children.
No, that wasn't a question, CEO.
So
you believe most of these households in these that in society is a team household. There's two people working together for a common goal, or is it one person that's dominating the other person and they doing what the other person wants? Do you think one person is leading the household, or do you think it's actually a team effort? And if it is a team effort, is it for what the woman is asking, or is it what the man is asking?
See, you changed the wording right there. You said controlling the household, and then you said leading the household.
Somebody is leading that household. Typically, definitely somebody.
Right, the man is leading the household. But most of the time is running. Yeah, most of the time, yes. But the woman is running the household too. So,
okay. What y'all believe, y'all? Any of the ladies, what y'all believe? Y'all think typically the households are run by the men, or do you think it's run by the women? Your mic is out, kind of, Chris.
Oh, I forgot I muted it at one point. I think everybody pretty much had really good points. So obviously, and a lot of people spoke about maturity. Opulent Six spoke about maturity, and so did Savage as well. She spoke about maturity. So I think in a situation like that with the leading of the household, I believe it should be led by the man. However, in that type of in your household, right, there are I believe there are departments, and different people run different things, and they have an agreement on that. So the man can be the lead and the head, and the woman may run certain things in the household. It doesn't mean that the man is not running certain things either, because they're working together as a team, which CEO mentioned. So I believe in the best scenario, that's how it should go. Is that a majority? In regard to your question, that may not be the case.
So, CEO, you believe that majority of household is a woman catering to the feelings of her man and her happiness. That's what you believe?
No, that's not what I believe. That's not
then
what
how,
I believe.
Okay, what do you believe then?
I believe like this, right?
A
man leaves. I'm gonna use my example. Can I do that?
Yes, sir. Well, no, don't
All
use
right.
your household. No, don't use your household.
Okay.
Oh, your example.
Well, then I really can't speak
Well,
to
no,
everyone.
you can because
it's like
because this is the thing. If your son is sitting at the table and say, "Daddy, I'm eating candy for breakfast," and y'all start going back and forth, and you ultimately acquiesce to him and give him the candy, who's running the household?
I'm gonna sneak him the candy first off, right? Because I don't want to get yelled at, because I know she's not gonna like that.
Oh,
you feel me?
Hey, hold on.
Right.
Got your ass.
Why you because I do this? Why you sneaking
I'm
the house?
giving you an honest answer.
CEO, why you sneaking the candy?
Because I know, because when I was a kid, I couldn't do it.
No,
right?
no.
I'm keeping it a buck, Lily. Y'all fronting.
Nah,
y'all not giving the kid the candy for breakfast, man. If you do, you sneaking it to him. Hurry up before your mama see. You feel me? You're gonna be. That's an opportunity to bond with the kid, so he can trust you. So you're gonna sneak it. Your mama not gonna like that, and mama not gonna like that. But the thing is, he's still gonna get the candy.
When you got to sneak it to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But if you admit that majority of households are run by the feelings of the woman and her happiness, who's in control of the household?
Control? Yes, the woman. Yes, because the woman is putting
if I'm driving a car, it's my car.
Yes.
Okay. It's my car. This is my car.
Your car. Yes.
This is my house that I pay for.
Yes.
But the car, wherever the car goes, is what the person in the passenger wants to go. And whatever we doing in the house is what the person inside of that house that I'm living for wants to go. Who's typically leading? Who's in control of the household in the car?
It sounds like you just described Uber, man, because you're responsible for everything that goes on in the car, but you got to take that.
There's a lot of men
that's
Uber drivers. Oh yeah, there's a lot of men who Uber drivers.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But with your scenario, like it's your car, but you're taking the person where they want to go in your car.
Yes, who's in control? Who's in control of the car?
You're still in control of the car, but you handling responsibilities. Especially if you're responsible for taking that person where they need to go. You're in control. Got another one for me?
It's hard for me to be. It's getting deep. It's getting. You know what's crazy? The woman's greatest trick bag in the world is to convince her man that he's him and that he's the man, and everything he's doing is for her. That's my man. That's my man. That's my man. And everything he's doing is everything that he wants, while he compromising everything that makes him happy and is actually about his feelings. And then he'll justify it by saying that I do everything for my lady. But a lot of times the women are running and controlling the household. CEO, that's all I'm saying.
Well, controlling, yes, but you said leading, and then
they leading it. They leading it too.
No, they're not leading it. They're not leading it. I'm leading it because I'm responsible for the bills and to keep the groceries flowing. But she's responsible for the grocery list. Hey, what we need? Okay, cool. I'm gonna make sure I go get that so
Mhm.
it can stay sustained, right? Like most men are not fixing their own cars. You're taking it to the mechanic. You feel what I'm saying? The woman is the mechanic for the house as far as keeping it running and flowing. You feel me? Yeah, I'm controlling it, but it's like she her contributions keeps the home a home. You feel me? Like right now, my wife is in there cooking. I didn't decide what was for dinner, but it's actually my favorite stuff. You feel me? It's already it's like it's your responsibility as a man to provide the necessities to keep the house flowing. But who's controlling the house? The woman is. You feel me?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
What's going on, Modern Renaissance? What's going on, my brother? How that thing going? You not stuck, are you? Is he stuck?
No, I ain't stuck.
Oh, dang, that was that. Hey, you got me right there. Oh man, that was good. Oh man. What's the word? What's your
man?
What's your take on the conversation, my brother?
Man. Ah. What's happening to our men? What in the world?
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
I gotta give some pushback, man. When you said that sitting at the table, you do the whole notion of don't let your mom see, because you feel that doing that is going to help you bond with your son. So what you're teaching your son to do is to lie and be sneaky, and you're also teaching your son that you scared of the mom.
Hold on. No. I'm not teaching him to lie, because before I give him the candy, I let him know, your mama don't want you to have it. Right? First off, so there's no lie there, right?
Oh my God!
I'm gonna give you this candy because I was a kid too at one point.
Oh, that's an excuse. Your son,
call it what you want.
So to me, you also teaching your son that you're scared of your wife.
It's not about being scared.
Oh my God!
Yes, it
it's
is.
Not about being scared at all.
And the reason why I say that is this: your son knows inside himself, I'm not supposed to have this, but if I can get away with that with dad. But the thing is, what is that son thinking before even bringing that to dad? Because he know mama gonna get pissed. Now, if you come to him almost like y'all buddy and pals, but hey, but don't say nothing now. So now both y'all on the same level, because if your son saying I don't want to do it because I'm afraid of mom, but if dad letting me do it and say don't tell mom, that means dad must feel the same way too.
No, not at all. That's not what I don't think the child is thinking in that matter.
You don't think so?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because when it comes to the kids, like I said, speaking from my situation, I get a better reaction from my children, all of them. You feel me?
Your kids gonna become your friends and not your child.
No, not friends. No, not friends. Not friends. Like I said, I was a child at one point too. Sometimes I wanted the goddamn oops all berries, but mom had honey nut Cheerios. I didn't want that. I wanted the sugar, right? So I know you want some sugar. Here you go. Take this, but don't let mommy know, because she ain't gonna let you have that. You feel me? So it's not about being sneaky or telling a lie. It's just, hey, this has a limit.
So do you think it would have gave a different perspective? For example, let's just say mine. If my wife saying that I don't want my son to have this, but me being a man, if I decide he can get away with it, I'm gonna bring my wife right there. My son's sitting right there. I'm like, hey babe, I just told him he can have that, just to let you know. My son gonna look at that and be like, oh yeah, dad.
No, that's a conversation I'll have in private with my wife.
No, it's not gonna be private.
Nah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
My son is gonna have to see one thing, right? For example, lions don't know how to talk like we do. They don't communicate with words. But how is it that as they grow up, the male lions know what to do as male lions, and the female lions know what to do as female lions? How do they know that? Because
they
have
higher brain function than animals, bro.
No, exactly. So what's funny about
keep it human, bro.
No, okay. So okay, I'm glad you said that, right? Because if we have a higher brain function in them, but still at the same time, it seems like a male lion as he grows know what his role is and know what he's supposed to be doing. So what I'm saying therefore is that they do this based off of watching. So I don't have to speak at all. I just put it before my son, and I bring my wife in. Hey, babe, he said I know you say you don't want to have no sugar, but I tell him he can go ahead and get it. And my wife go, oh, okay. My son gonna know, oh, when I get older and as I become a man, I'm gonna see that is my role to do it just like that. Dad brought it before mom, put it right there, showing he's not scared, versus, hey, yeah, okay, you can do this, but I'm not gonna tell you. Don't tell your mama now, okay? That's on some sneaky stuff, almost as if you saying, I'm scared of what your mom gonna do to me too. Because the kid is scared of what mom's gonna do to him if the kid see that he's not supposed to have what mom said he shouldn't have.
Let me interject real quick. I agree with you, modern renaissance, but I think especially when it comes to children in their most formative years, everything we do should be preparing them for society. You're only a child 1/5 of your life, right? You're going to be an adult probably 5 times longer if you're blessed. So as a father, as a man, you are responsible for shaping their future. Because again, you're only a child all of but 15, 16 years. Then you go on to be an adult 5 times longer. In my house, I want my children to understand the power structure and dynamic. It needs to be embedded in them. Because even when you go out there in the real world, there will be a hierarchy and a power dynamic. You have to learn what that is and how to respect it so they can get where they need to go with less friction immediately. My wife doesn't particularly like Brixton, my daughter, to have junk at night or anytime really. And if my wife was like, no, I don't come right behind her and be like, yes. But if I come, there's been times I do that, because when I come through the door, I'll bring my baby something. I say, I got a surprise for you. Close your eyes. And it's usually some junk, some crayons, anything that I want. But I will give her the sweets, even though I know my wife particularly I have the sweets, and I won't sneak it. I don't sneak and do anything in front of my children because I'm a man and men don't sneak. And I want women, my daughters, to know that men don't sneak. And if I had a son, he gonna know that he don't sneak. We stand on what we do, and I do what I say, and I say what I do. And it's that simple, but they have to understand the power dynamic. In my house, there's a power dynamic, and dad runs the house and mother maintains the house, and it's just that simple. It's cut and dry. So if I want to come in and bring my daughter some candy, I'm not sneaking it to her. I'll hand it to her. Matter of fact, I'll hand it to my wife. Go get this to Brixton. You go give it to Brixton. Daddy says you can have it, because daddy's word is law. And the more powerful a man is, the less need he has to yell. Like I don't yell at your friends, your family, your anybody in your consortium. The more power you have, the less need it is to yell, because you could just say, hey, babe, can you blah, 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 blah. Hey, babe, can you, and the respect is there. So you never really have to raise your voice. Me personally, I hate repeating myself. I have a business where I got to repeat myself over and over again, and it annoys me. And I have to tell my clients, I'm just not used to having to repeat myself this many times. It's a weird dynamic. If I say something, it's done, and but the respect is mutual. If my wife says something and I say I'm gonna do it, she can pretty much trust and be assured that I'll do it. But I agree with modern renaissance. Sneaking it has a pernicious effect, whether you believe it or not. And I don't know you, big dog. I mean, CEO, I don't know you. And I would say, because I don't know if you already have adult children, but that type of thing has a pernicious effect on children, and how you're viewing it isn't always how they're going to view it. And again, it'll have a pernicious effect. So I just say, stand on business. If that's what you're going to do it so your son knows that dad is law. Because when they get out there in the real world, laws and rules and hierarchy exist. So they have to get comfortable with laws, rules, hierarchy, and authority early on. And as a man, I'm talking in general because I don't want to speak on your household. As a man, you better be in control of everything that your last name is on. So if you married, that's your woman. Your last name is on that. That's your house. Your last name is on that. That's your child. Your last name. A man should be proud and take care of everything his last name is on, and have a complete authority over everything his last name is on.
See, we was talking about giving the kid a piece of, what's that? Oh, that's bro. We were talking about giving the kid a piece of candy, something small, right? And when it's time for the kid to do what he needs to do, and my wife can't get it to do, who do you think is law? It's me. You feel me? So something as minuscule as, here, have this piece of candy. I didn't sneak it. I said, your mama don't want you having this, but I give it to him, right? Didn't I supersede what she wanted? So how
you did, but it was the way you worded it, because you used the word sneak. So we're just regurgitating.
I didn't use the word sneak. Ali said that.
We can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I didn't use the word sneak. Hold on.
I can't hear.
I might gotta
Hold on.
refresh.
I can hear you pretty. I can hear.
Oh, there you go. There now I hear somebody.
That was me.
Yeah,
But I
couldn't.
thought if I'm hearing this wrong, but I thought that what he made, that's the reason why I jumped in here earlier, because I thought that I heard him say, I'm gonna let you get this, but don't say nothing to your mom because that's gonna make me and my child bond. So I said that right there seems like you're teaching your child to be sneaky. So I probably brought in the word sneaky.
Oh, okay.
Subconsciously, it will.
I'm not disputing any man on how you run his household. I'm just saying some things have a pernicious effect. And I learned some of this shit the hard way. I have a 25-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 4-year-old. So some of these things, being a parent, don't come with a handbook. But on your second, third time around the track, you pick up a few things. So I'm just saying it has a pernicious effect. And law and order is prevalent when they become it's prevalent now, but they are conscious and judged by those constructs when they become adults. So they have to get comfortable with law and order as children. They got to get comfortable with if the man is in the house, the man running a household. But I agree with Ali that women typically yell all the time and men capitulate based on like, I just want to keep the peace. In my opinion, that's the wrong way to run a household, right? But I don't want to get too far into that because you chose wrong. Any woman that you have to constantly wheel back in and help her grab control of her emotions is not fit to be a wife or a mother, because who wants to live in that type of household, right? So, but that's a different conversation. But as a man, I believe you should run everything that your last name is on. You should be in complete control.
So CO, you said
Ali.
I said sneak.
I can hear you, Ali.
I didn't say
All right.
sneak. You said sneak.
I said sneak. My
That
bad.
wasn't Ali. That was you that said sneak.
So I was wrong.
But I'm gonna give you grace. I'm not gonna be too hard on you because I think if you enforce a rule,
I can't hear Ali.
You might have to refresh.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear everybody.
I mean, he got to
I can
refresh.
hear everybody but Ali.
He got to refresh. Just tell him to refresh, y'all.
Refresh.
Refresh. If you okay, let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna get my brother CEO back. Modern Renaissance. If you the ruler of a castle and you got laws, but behind the scenes you're breaking it, for the people not to see that you're breaking it, are you still in control of the kingdom? You get what I'm saying? So if he breaks it in front of his wife, then he would be breaking protocol, right? So he has to do it. He said sneaking. He has to do it behind her back to give his son candy. But if it's his law that he's enforcing, but he does it behind her back, is he still in control?
Doing it behind her back?
Yes.
No, he's not in control.
No, think about what I'm saying. If I have a law that you shouldn't kill people, but behind this, and you know what country was going on in these countries too. You know what I'm saying? I have laws you should kill people, but in behind the scenes, I'm getting people killed for my benefit or when I want them killed. Am I still in control if my laws are controlling the people? Because I don't want to get caught killing because then I'll compromise my leadership.
Yeah, you still in control.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Mark?
yeah, you still in control. You just
So it's in CEO defense. If we know, like I'm sure y'all know y'all kids should be eating candy for breakfast, right? But sometimes you do be like, man, that's my son. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's a dad thing. Everybody knows it's a dad thing. And you be like, yo, it's a rule we established, but hey, here you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you still in control or do you lose control because you're not doing it in front of her so your leadership doesn't get compromised? And she's like, well, I'm trying to follow your leadership and your rules, but you breaking them.
Well, you're still in control, but you're doing it in a clandestine manner. And again, that has a different type of pernicious effect. Because I believe that as a man, you just stand on what you do. You know what I mean? You just stand on it. And I don't think that it's done in the malicious way or you like, yo, I know this is going to have a bad effect. I'm going to do it anyway. It's just something innocuous. Like I'm going to innocuously give you a piece of candy. But what I'm saying, the way it's done can have a pernicious effect. Even though your intent was innocuous and it feels moot and minute, as that child grows up, it can have a pernicious effect. That's all I'm saying. So if you a man, stand on it. But yeah, you still in control, just in a clandestine manner. But I don't want to be clandestine with my control. I want to be overt. You gonna
And
know.
my bad, Modern in 6. I did say sneak. I just watched it. I did say his
Yeah,
word.
I know you did, but I know you did, but I wasn't gonna argue you. I wasn't gonna argue you. I know you did.
Everybody always try to say they ain't say something.
I just,
Well,
I
in
just,
that
hey, I
case,
wasn't gonna argue you. I'm like, all
in
right.
that case, Ali, I say to me, man, it's like it varies. It's kind of like it's complex a little bit because you can come off as being hypocritical. You know what I mean? Like you come off as being a hypocrite.
Yes, that's what it. So for instance, I watched a video the other day. A man wanted him and his woman to eat healthy. I don't know where the reel was. I should find it. It was hilarious to me. But they were going around the house sneaking, eating bad food. They're supposed to be healthy, and but they ran into each other. He was eating stuff he wasn't supposed to eat, and she wasn't eating. But when they turned, they both turned at the same time and ran into each other. But that was what he implemented. But ain't he still in control? He was just trying to eat. He trying to get the household to eat healthy, but behind the scenes he eating unhealthy, so everybody keeps eating healthy.
See, right. And I think, and like I said, it can vary because it can be a situational type deal. Because, like, say, for example, if we already have a rule set that you're not eating no candy for breakfast, and then this one time I do it, I'm gonna let them know, that's not something that we do. I'm only letting you do it just this. I'm just letting you do it right now, but just to show them that I'm not a super overly powerful strict person. I will give some leeway sometimes, but that's just gonna be because I'm letting you do it this time. And now that I'm doing this, you better not even ask me no more for it. I will be the one to let you know when you can have something like this in the morning. Otherwise, so
because the only way he wouldn't be the leader is if she set the rules of the house and he's trying to sneak around her to not get caught. You get what I'm saying? Like,
ain't no way.
Tiptoeing them my Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Like, because politicians tell people not to lie and be honest, but they're in control, be lying and not being honest. You know what I'm saying? By getting you to be honest. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna set these rules and guidelines y'all should follow while we get to break every single one of them behind the scenes.
Oh, you absolutely right. I just think as a man, just be overt. You keep because you keep your power that way. You walk in your power, you walk in your truth. So that's just my personal opinion. Just because right or wrong, good about. I was just one of my mentees is 17 years old.
Right.
Got caught doing something he wasn't supposed to do, and I'm like, man, just you got to. When I start mentoring, I said I'm gonna treat you like a man, and men don't lie. When you talk to me, you tell me the truth, and if you can't tell your mama, I tell your mama for you. But you tell me the truth because men don't lie. A man's word is his face, and if you don't have your word, you don't have no face out here. And then a situation happened, and I had to go to his house, and he lied. I'm like, I'm mad because you lied. I treat you like a man, but you're not acting like a man. You don't have to just tell the truth and be like, I did it, and apologize for it or not. You know what I mean? It depends on what type of man you want to be. But if you want to be a productive man of power, purpose, and possibility, you do what the hell you want to do to get it done by hook or crook. And you stand on whatever you stand on. Because in this world, as a man, nothing going to be given to you. You only get what you can take as a man right here. So you got to walk in your power and stand on it. I don't ask for permission. I ask for forgiveness. I'm going to do what I need to do, period.
So I'm asking my brother, Little Black Book. I don't know if you believe this because you came in on it while it was simmering down, right? Do you believe most of these men are in this household telling their women the hardcore truth, or are they sparing her feelings typically in the household?
Oh man, I don't even know. I like to believe that men are telling the ladies what it is. I mean, I came from that kind of household, so I like to say that they are telling the ladies like, this is what it is and this is how things should run. I like to think they are, but I can be wrong about that.
What y'all think? How about you, ladies? Like y'all, ladies, y'all be knowing who y'all are as well too, because y'all be pretending so nobody hear y'all out. Chris and Tia, y'all telling me in these relationships, y'all didn't have men like kind of worried about hurting y'all feelings. Like a lot of men typically, like when the men I come across and when I see what men be doing, a lot of times men will tell women the opposite of what the truth would be. Not like a deceitful truth, but it's a truth. They don't tell her the truth that they know would ultimately hurt her feelings, so they don't say things that would hurt her. More so they'd make her feel good. Because if a lot of men didn't lie, this world wouldn't be going around. It wouldn't be spinning for a lot of women. Like the men lie a lot of times to keep this world spinning. Like every day is like trying to make a woman feel good a lot of times for a lot of men by not giving her the blunt, honest truth every single day. And because a lot of times we'll conflate the lie to a man being deceitful, but men are telling white lies all. Hey, babe, you want to watch The Notebook today? Oh, man. You know what? I was thinking about that all day. I can't wait for you to put that notebook in there. Oh, you want to go Target shopping with me? You know what? I was thinking about that too. I'd love to go shopping with you. I feel like a lot of men, not feel like, because I hate when feel, because we saying feelings, right? But I believe men typically cater to that woman's feelings as a responsibility to save her for himself as well too, because a lot of women can't take a lot of truth.
So seems like this is an opportunity for me to jump back in my cave since you asked me personally. So I'm gonna jump back in it. You know, I didn't date men like that because I like leaders.
Okay.
So you know, when I became mature, and even when I wasn't mature enough, I
Okay.
didn't date men that you could run all over because I like leaders.
Okay.
So no, they didn't lie to me. They said what it was, even if I didn't like it or if it hurt my feelings. But again, I told you in
Question
other
to you.
panels, I'd rather be slapped with the truth than kissed with deception.
Okay, question
So,
to you.
yeah.
What woman has her man's baby? She got stretch marks now, and
Mhm.
she says, "Baby, do you still like my body the way you did when I originally had it?" What should he say?
He should tell her the truth.
No,
And then
Chris.
you know what he should do? You know what he should do? Listen, this is you asked me, so I'm going to tell you. But guess what?
No,
We can
Chris,
work it out, and
you
it's
misunderstood
mine,
me. No.
regardless if
You
it.
you misunderstand me. That's my problem too. That's not your
Okay.
It's what my delivery.
Okay.
All right, and my intent. No.
Okay.
Her body is permanently going to be a certain way.
Okay.
Because she had a child, her body's going to remain a certain way. If she asks, "Do you like my body the same way that you did the way my body previously was after having your child?" What should the man tell her?
He should tell her the truth and then comfort her and let her know. But guess what? It's mine, and I'm gonna love all of it, even if it may not be to the liking of what it used to be. It's mine.
So he should
But
say,
he should tell
"Nah."
her the truth. I'm not happy that this is like this, but guess what? It's still mine.
No,
and
Chris.
I love it.
We had a misunderstanding again. I know we did.
Okay.
She's working. She did everything she could. She's in great shape. It's
Okay.
just certain parts of her body will never be the same again.
Mm-hmm.
So when she says, "Hey, baby, do you still love my body the same way you did when you first met me?" What should he say?
He should tell her the truth. I'm not going to change up. He should absolutely tell her the truth. I
Okay,
don't
so
believe,
brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I don't believe that you should lie to her.
Oh,
Tell her the truth. It's all. You know what? Listen. Sometimes truth can be hard and truth can hurt. You know what I'm saying? I have been told certain things that that may be a permanent situation for me that are not desirable.
Okay,
But
next
guess
question.
what?
Next question, Chris. You gonna play this game with me, Chris? Let's play this game.
Go ahead.
Let's play this game.
And
Hey,
I'm not
babe.
gaming.
Hold on, babe.
Chris, I love that.
Out of all the women you've met, am I your favorite?
Oh,
what should he say?
Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth.
Oh my God!
Tell me the truth. Guess what? I'm not gonna.
Well
because
done.
Cave, since you're asking me, so I'm in my cave now. I'm not speaking to what other women would prefer. I'd rather be slapped with the truth, and
I'm talking about hey, Chris. I'm talking about in general, not you.
Okay, so now you want me to jump back out my cave.
You this woman that can handle all these truths. You know what I'm saying? You like tell me, what do you think?
It was a maturing thing. I had to grow to it.
Okay,
I had to grow to that. I wasn't always there.
How old were you when you grew into that?
I said when I got in my 30s was when the world came on. I'm gonna keep it fair. I don't switch up just because the scenario is
Let's
different.
start back over. You part of the
Okay,
coalition now, right? You part of the team now, right?
All right, cool.
Would you advise a man to tell a woman that truth in today's society?
I believe that a man of integrity would tell the woman the truth. So yes, I would advise a good man, a good leader, a man of integrity to tell the truth.
So she should tell him the truth too, right?
And she should tell him the truth too.
Okay, so it's not I'm gonna say final question, right? But if he turns back, and you know what, babe? You know, you're so honest. Babe, what's your body count? What should she say?
I'm asking the question.
No, you asked the question. What should she say? Hey, babe.
She
hey,
should
babe.
tell him
You
the
know what?
truth.
I see we being so truth. Like we get to this
Tell
point
him
in
the
our
truth.
relationship now. What's your body count?
Listen, if the love is unconditional and he's deciding to go with her, he should be able to handle everything that comes with her. And if he
Even if it's
cannot,
500?
then leave her alone. Period.
Oh, shit!
That is where I stand. Now, I know a lot of women may not say that, and I'm okay with that. But that's what I would say. That's what I would encourage them to do.
Okay, well, one last question. I'm gonna leave you alone after this, Chris. You know,
All
I
right,
love you.
cool.
And don't
We
say
want a
the thing.
sandy foundation or a rocky or what?
You said the truth too. So don't go back to neutral.
I'm not being
How many bodies should a man tolerate? And don't say it's up to the man. How many bodies is too much?
No, I leave.
Oh Lord, Chris, don't do me, Chris.
I'm gonna answer your question.
Chris, don't do me,
I am
Chris.
going to-
Chris, you said
You
say the
have
truth,
asked
Chris.
You have asked me a question that is almost impossible.
No, it's
How
not.
many bodies should a man tolerate?
Hey, Chris, if you had a son, how many
Yes.
bodies can she? If he comes home with mama, this young lady, you told me to ask her the truth, and she told me the truth, mama.
To me,
how many
it
bodies?
doesn't matter the bodies. It matters what is the woman doing right now with her life, because everybody errs. Everybody errs. Everybody, we're human. We are all going to make mistakes. That's why there's forgiveness, right? But everybody has their boundaries. Everybody has deal breakers. We all have deal breakers.
So forgive,
So
forgive, right? If you
from
love him,
from
right?
my son,
Okay.
if he knew, if a woman came to him honestly and said, you know what, this was my past life, but this is what I'm doing right now, and she can show that, hey, this is the road that I'm on.
Last
I'm not
question.
going to tell him
Last
to judge
que- I'm
by
trying to
that.
give you last question. So
Come
if
on.
your daughter comes home, coming home.
My
I'm coming
daughter's
home,
coming home.
mama.
Come
I found
on.
the one.
Yes.
Mama.
Yes.
He's the one.
Right.
But before he got to me, he slept with 2 men. Should I be with him?
He without sin cast the first stone.
Oh no, don't do that. Oh, so
I have
she should,
to.
So she should accept him.
If he is doing the right thing right now and he's not living in his old past life, then you should not deal with him according to the old ways. Now, if he's still operating in that old manner,
Oh no, he's
then
no,
leave him alone.
Chris. He said he slept with 2 men previously in his life.
What he said? What?
He had slept with 2 men previously in his life. He wanted to try it out. He didn't know if he thought he was gay, but he wanted to try it out to see if he actually was gay. The first time wasn't enough. He had to make sure, so he did it twice.
Jesus.
But now he found out he not gay. Hold on, I'm deliberate. He found out, you know what, yo, I tried this twice. I'm not gay. Hey, mama, I love him. The past is the past, right?
The past is the past. I'm not going to change.
Now watch
just
this.
because
Hey,
you
Chris.
change it.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah. I don't like that, but
no. Hey, Chris. God forbid.
Yes.
If your relationship that you in now does not work, but you meet a man identical to this man that you with now, if you found out that he slept with 2 men before he met you, would you be with him?
Yes, if he's not living that lifestyle and the Lord confirmed with me that he's fully delivered, I'm not going to judge him by that. I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I would be a hypocrite.
I don't know who, but I'm telling you, somebody's lying.
Not lying. I mean, that's the thing. I'm being honest with you because you're asking me, so I can jump in my cave. Now, it may not sound good and it may not be a pretty truth, but it is the truth that I'm telling of how I would operate.
Okay, I'm accept it.
You have given me terrible circumstances, but guess what? I'm operating on principle and standards that are set for myself. They don't change according to what people think.
Do you believe history repeats itself?
Do I believe that history repeats itself?
Yes.
It can. It sure can.
So once gay, always gay?
No. But history can repeat itself. It can. Okay. It doesn't mean it has to. You see what I'm saying?
So I know this. All the men on the panel know this too. I've met women who engage in those type of behaviors and come back.
Okay.
All right. I ain't never met a man who went that way and came back, even if they said it. Have y'all ever met a man? Hey, little black book, you right there.
If you get in ministry, I promise you'll meet some. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. And this is for me being in my cave. You understand?
And
modern my experience. Huh?
Hey, CEO and little black book. Have y'all ever met a dude that went across the street and came back?
Nah.
Hey, and I'm an evangelist, and I have not seen that.
I've not seen that, but
I know I've heard there are ones that have.
Hey, hold on, little
supposedly.
black book. Hey, man, you help me out, man. Whew. Okay, I'm about to say, little black book. Chris, I've never. And you know what's unfair about it is that it's very difficult for society to let that person back.
I
And
know it
it
is.
used to be for women not be redeemable. If she became a 304. But y'all done found a way to destroy that. Like you could be a 304 and still get married to a top guy. But a guy still in 2026, if he crossed the street, it's very difficult for him to walk that back.
You know, the thing is, we get caught in crazy circumstances, but I do believe that if a person repents and they turn away and God truly delivers them and they have a mindset change, I believe and know that it can happen. But if a person goes back continually, then obviously they truly have not repented. They have not turned away. Their mindset has not changed. So I understand why it may be more likely for you to not see it.
Hey,
I
that's
get
the
it.
only thing. Hey,
I ain't gay no more.
We all know that.
That's the only thing God can't change. That's the only thing God can't. Hey, bro, I can't. And God be like, hey, I can't.
God can do anything. He can do anything. There's nothing that he can't do.
Well, right. So now look, what she just said, though, I get that you said God can do anything, but I guess but even still, what Ali's saying, can it come back from that? Just don't compose of him being changed. It's about, is some woman gonna be like, yeah, I'm about to deal with him because he's not
Right. And we can't control we can't control how people treat us. No. So I'm not saying that, and that's why I was mentioning earlier when I said, this is where I am, right? But I don't believe that the majority of people are going to, think that way or be that way or give people chances. That's why I thank God that man is not responsible for my deliverance or for my salvation. You see what I'm saying? Because we are hard on each other.
There's gonna be a super small percentage.
That's why the gate is narrow and broad is the way that most people going down. You understand?
Yeah, but when men go that route, that's one of the things that I've seen right now, according, because matter of fact, the fact that sin actually has a support group right now
in
the world right now, that's one of the hardest ones to bounce back from, because they don't feel like it's wrong. A lot of times they feel like they were made that way. So that's why it makes it so hard for them to come back from it.
It does.
So, what other sin do you know that actually has a support group and have rules and regulations and actually has a holiday and all that,
Right. You're absolutely right. It is tough. Yeah.
I mean, technically fornication has a support group, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, true.
That's special though, like, because it says in the Bible, you are drawn away when you're tempted by your own lust. So the fact that it is a lust of a man, that means that might be something that not only that, if he does get away from that and he actually gets with a woman who accepts him, whatever like that, it's still going to be that part of him that's going to have to be dealt with constantly, because that was something that he was drawn away by his own lust, so but the thing is, if I had a daughter, it's like, babe, no, because that's something that you just don't even want to have to deal with and put up with, dealing with the possibility he may struggle with that. So.
Understandable. Yeah, absolutely. Understandable. That's why in Psalms 119:11, it's like you got to keep yourself girded in the word. That word have I hid in my heart that I might not sin against thee. You got to gird yourself up with the word of God. It's not for the weak. It's not an easy thing.
And live it as well. And that's why I think it's important, like what we were talking about earlier about the whole ordeal with dealing with the kids, that the kids, this is sons and daughters. They're going to have to see those roles being portrayed in the house. They don't have to necessarily be a lot of talking and speaking and saying to son, this is how you are supposed to treat a woman, or daughter, this is how you're supposed to treat a man. If they see that within the house, they necessarily don't have to be any explaining to be done, because they see it. So that's what I'm saying. It's important for them to see those actions. And I know a lot of people hate to hear this, but that's why even in the Bible, it's important, when it all came down to it, the responsibility fell on Adam when they ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, because when she ate from it, God didn't come looking for Eve.
He didn't do
anything until Adam did it. And then the peculiar thing that stuck out there is that he pretty much, everybody know that story. They got punished, but the fact that God said to him, because you ate from the tree and you listened to that woman. So that lets me know right there, if I'm up here giving that up, my sons are going to see in the house like dad is out of order right now, because he's listening to mom and letting mom run things versus what God designed him to do and purposed him to do. So I'm huge on pushing men to be men in their homes and be masculine and lead and not give in, not, I'm going to give in a little bit because I don't want to make my wife mad. If she's going to be mad, okay, she'll get over it. I mean, I'm just being, that's the honesty, man.
Real spit.
But do you see that correlating today, modern renaissance, with a lot of relationships? It looks like a lot of women defer to backing out once a man steps up in his household and becomes masculine today. A lot of times the woman wants to emasculate the man and control the household, so she'll give up the relationship if she doesn't get control of it. That's why a lot of women are leaving, and that's why a lot of these divorces are initiated as well too, because she wants to emasculate this man.
True, and that's why I mean I get a lot of flack for this, but we do you know me long enough, Ali. We do a lot of mentor, man, and that's the reason why a lot of times, like I'll talk to guys that are married and in it already, but a lot of times it's like it's too far gone because, like you said, the minute they even try to step up and go into that role of what they're designed to be, the women are leaving. So that's why I deal with guys pre-married or guys that are actually in the dating game. Let them know, hey, you got to become a man that God designed you to be. In fact, I use the word God-you-factured, not man. You need to be God-you-factured the way you were designed to be. Because if you step out of the way that you were designed to be, that's called a malfunction. So, that warranty is going to be messed up. So I like to deal with guys who are single and helping them get into that role, because once they step into that role as they're supposed to be in purpose in God, you don't attract those women who would even try to attempt to emasculate you, because women that actually like to be like that, they're not attracted to you. We literally did a thing the other day with me and a bunch of guys who are successful. They call us successful doctors, lawyers, things of that sort, right? And we all said the same exact thing. Those type of women who are like that, what they call the modern women, they were never attracted to guys like us, never, because they knew right from the jump in conversation. Yeah, he wanted. I know I can't with him. So,
Modern, you talking about when you was Modern, you talking about when you were young. Now that you're mature, you do attract those women. Like as you get mature, women start changing their perspectives, that they get mature as well too. They want to have a certain type of guy. They want a guy with a certain look. They want a guy in a certain demographics. They want a guy that is reputable. They want a guy that typically is getting close to God, because they're trying to change by the time they get a certain age as well too. Hold on real quick, y'all.
So I hear what you saying on that, Ali. Even if you're going and you're listening, the thing is though, they only want that because they see that what they tried didn't work out. So now it's almost trying to become their plan B or their default. But it doesn't mean that as a woman themselves and all that stuff that they built up over those years, that all of a sudden there was a sudden change. No, they just saying, oh, shoot, I'm up here by myself and this ain't working. So let me get ready. Now, I do want that type of man. I do want a man that's going to lead the house. No, they say that with their mouths, but still, when you get in conversation with them and you trigger something, it comes right back out.
Mm-hmm.
It comes right back out because they just want it, because they know that they're lonely. So they say that they want that type of man only because of the fact that they know that they're lonely. But as soon as they even try to talk with that man, get with that man and see how things really run, they revert right back to, I don't need that anyway because I got my own stuff too. I mean, who is you? It comes out.
Right. That's true.
Precisely,
You gotta do the work. You gotta have your mindset. There has to be some sort of change. And that's why I was saying earlier, when you understand your purpose, even as a woman, if there are goals and things that you want to accomplish, then you would align yourself, and make yourself accessible to those like-minded people or that like-minded suitor,
For real. And me, obviously, when I come here, the man don't get angry at me because I always say that they have to be accountable, because I can't lie to you. Half of this stuff is Mandem's fault. I ain't gonna hold you. Honestly, and every time we deflect onto women to say this and that, it runs away from the fact that you're disempowering yourself as a man. Like what modern Renaissance man is saying is quintessential. When you start a relationship, a woman can't force the relationship. Only you can start the relationship as a man. We believe that. We say women are the ones who holders of sex, men are the holders of relationship. So then if you choose the wrong kind of girl and we then blame the women all the way through, it's like, bro, first and foremost, what were you looking for? Number two, how do you behave? If you run a strict program, people who come near your program don't want to get involved in your program because they recognize you're a strict person. This is not how you run your life. So and otherwise we end up doing what we accuse women of saying, which is that women say that men change. And I said most times men didn't change. You just don't have discernment and you don't want to believe what you're seeing in front of you. And a lot of men complain the same way women change. They didn't change. You just blind and you don't want to see it for what it really was. She had those behaviors before then. And when you run your program and you act in a certain way, you move in a certain way. It's like saying, as for instance, we're Christians, right? If you really deep, there are a lot of people who say they're Christians, but when you sit and listen to them just for a little while, you've never heard them. You never even heard them even mention Jesus. You can tell because they never can really speak about the encounter they had with Christ. So you can tell. So it's like when you've met the real and you live the real, when people are not living their real life and they come into your space, you're like, you're not really living what I'm actually living. So I've got to X you out. I've got to filter you out of my person who I'm choosing. That's not to say that things can't go wrong in a relationship, But what I'm saying to you is that first mistake is always the one of choosing the wrong kind of person when you go into a relationship. And sometimes as men, and listen, I say the same thing to women. So before anyone gets on me, sometimes as men, we complain the heck out of things and do not look at ourselves when we are the leaders of a situation. If you are a leader, which I believe men are called to be, at some point, you got to look at yourself and say, bro, how did I get here? And how do I get to this point? My final point is this. I had a conversation with my dad a couple of years ago, and he said to me, I made a couple of mistakes with your mom. There was a couple of times where your mom was disagreeing with me and she felt some type of way and I gave in because I wanted peace. Look where we are now. Right, they're still together, but he's letting me know some of the mistakes. And when I looked at it, I had some of the same characteristics. I give people too much grace. And it's like, bro, sometimes you're not giving them grace. What you're really saying is, I don't want to have conflict. That's not grace. At that point, you're avoiding the conflict. So you have to be stern on knowing, when do I need to be firm? When do I need to be a bit more flexible? And there's actually the conversation you guys were having beforehand about the children aspect, right? We make rules so that when your emotions decide to act up, they don't overtake us and take us down a road we shouldn't go down. But also, when you make rules, you have to be aware that there are going to be times where you have to be a little bit more lenient in this area, right? You don't X out emotions to make rules simply by logic. Life doesn't work that way. Relationships would not be fun if you X'd out emotions. What makes relationships fun is that I have feelings. So in the same way as leaders, we have to make sure that when I'm making a decision, I'm going to take accountability for the choice that I make in my life. So the first thing I'll do is I'll look at, how did I get here, before I start looking at them and going, you need to fix you. No, I need to fix me. When I enter that thing, this is not where I should have been entering. This is me personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, and that's why, like now, that's why I say it's so important for actually men to be just completely men. But the thing is like, and when our mentorship program, that's my number one thing, is to make sure that they become a man, become a husband, to become a father. It needs to go in that particular order. But the thing that get lost a lot is that they fall for this. I mean, this is something that I think I did a video the other day. It showed a woman, she went to a church conference, a black church conference that was supposed to be full of singles. Did y'all see that?
No, I didn't see it.
Conference. It was a singles conference that she went to. When she went there, it was nothing but it was 1,000 women. There were no men. And this was this wasn't a single ladies conference. This was a singles conference for a black church. And she went there. It was 1,000 women and there were no men.
Wow.
And she like, what's going on? Like, what happened? I don't understand. No, we understand. It's because, I mean, sadly, the system and TV and social media propaganda, sensationalism is fed black women particularly to be this particular type of way, to go for this particular type of thing. You guys are the most educated per capita amongst the black population. Y'all got more, y'all do more, y'all got the, you got all that. But what's the end game though? And the end game is that you're being pushed to be everything but in a relationship.
Right.
Because it's not, there's nothing that's geared towards men. You don't see that we don't, black men in America, we don't have nothing coming at us saying, hey brother, get that house, man, get that car. You don't need a woman. You don't need, because if you tell a man, they'd be like, what you talking about? I don't need a woman. I want me some, you crazy. That's what we would do. Like, you lost your mind. I don't need a woman. Bro, what you talking about? Then we begin to question you. What do you mean I don't need a woman? You gay or something? Like, that's what we do. But the fact that they push you guys to do that, and then to look at us like we're less than nothing, but then yet you arrive into conferences where there's nothing but 1,000 black women, but there's no black men.
Right. I agree. Like, I believe that, and this is just me getting spiritual because we're talking about it. I believe that it's an agenda of the enemy to remove men from the household, so that way the hierarchy can be switched, unfortunately. You know what I mean? And it's very sad.
And whether women know it or not, or whether you want to believe it or not, but like, you sound like you're a woman that's fluent in the Bible, and you do know that it talked about that spirit that left out of the house, and it said it wandered around dry places, and when it came back, it said it must first overtake the strong man.
Yeah.
It never mentioned nothing about the woman, because even the spirits know, we can easily manipulate women. I mean, look, we got them to sleep with us. I mean, they know it. They can easily be manipulated. But if the only way, and everybody says this a lot, the only way that anybody can get to that man who has a wife and a family is to try to get through that man through the wife. Otherwise, you can't touch him,
So it's interesting because when we talk about like an institution like church specifically, because we had a conversation like this in the UK about why the men aren't necessarily in those particular places. And it's actually what you just said, right? Which is that You know, when church has become a very, and I hate to say it, but church has become a place where it's very geared to women. So it's very geared to the experience versus the reality of what's happening in life. So you can't have one or the other. You need both, right? So an example of what I mean by that is when a preacher comes on, he's very sensational, right? He's evoking emotions. A lot of preachers are preachers simply as that. They're not teachers.
Right.
Men need to be men like teachers because they break things down and give you the step-by-step progress. But when you actually really listen to a lot of preachers, you'll notice they're not looking to teach, they're looking to evoke emotion. That drives men out of a space because we really and truly we're trying to hear you, but we want to hear steps. How do we get to this place? Because if I'm trying to get money, don't try to evoke the emotion by saying you could be a millionaire. No, give me the steps, bro, so I can get there myself. Do you know what I'm saying?
But
a lot of times
exactly,
that's missing.
because I'm sorry.
No, go for it, bro. That's what I'm saying.
That's God honest truth. And then when you say that the church is mainly full of women, the pastors that are up there doing it, they know this, and that's actually to prove my point that I'm just keeping it real. Women are easily manipulated. They just simply are. Because you throw all that, God is, look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, tell them this, and look at your honey, it ain't my year this time, but next year I'm gonna be on it. Tell women, if you look in there, you see women going crazy. A lot of times the men are kind of like. A lot of the men are kind of like, all right, okay, whatever. But the women are in there going crazy.
Yeah.
And because they're easily manipulated. And at the same time, I mean, if they're the most educated, got the most income coming in amongst the black population per capita, why wouldn't those preachers do that?
Right.
I'm just saying. They're bringing the
they're
money into the church and filling his pockets. Why not if they're easily led like that?
And they're not reading. And a lot of times it's because they're not reading that they don't know. So it's like anybody can get up and tell you anything and make you feel good and invoke your emotions. Like you guys are saying, you'll know it if you read it. If you don't read, you're not going to know. You'll easily be deceived. So
I cannot tell you how many times we've come out of something like that. And I'll say I used to have a lot of people, well, they still do. I still do this. They get pissed off because then afterwards, like if we went to a conference somewhere, I can just tell right from the beginning. Once it gets going, I look at my wife. My wife knows we get ready to leave.
Right.
So, but what happens is that when I have a talk with some of these, these women, you ask them, what was he talking about?
Right.
I don't know. He brought the word of God. Though I just felt the spirit. I know, but what was he talking about?
Wow.
The spirit of God moved in and all, because you can get that same feeling at a concert. So I'm just trying to ask, what changed? Because we're 6 months down the road and y'all still the same. So what happened? What changed? What did he talk about? What did he say?
Right.
See, there you go, man. All I know is the spirit of God moving. I came out feeling good. Exactly. And then you steady line his pockets. We're paying those tithes and offerings.
Yeah, that's because you called them out and they don't want to admit it, unfortunately. Absolutely. 100%.
So I want to address the next topic, but let me do this real quick, y'all, so I don't make sure I get fired by the people, y'all.
It's time for some super chats.
Let's see. My brother, let me see where to go. I think we were right here. My brother Mont with the $5 super chat. The more masculine you are, the softer she can and will be. Very simple. Thank you for the $5 super chat. My brother.
Thank you for the $5. We were all born to be untouchable.
And then my sister, Mrs. KP, with the $5 super chat. A real woman runs the house in order of how the man leads it. She enforces the man's rules. When he's home, he leads it. When he's gone, he leads it. Great post. AR Smitty, been a member for 3 months. What up, though, Elkan Ali? Much love, my brother.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
And then my brother Sky High Grow with the $10 donation. Much love to you, my brothers, for the 10.
We just got $10, kinfolk. You know what that means, right? We back on our feet again. I ain't gonna hold you. Support be healing people.
Thank you for the support, family. And then my brother Ralph Neal has become another untouchable. Much respect to you. And then Juan Solo with the $2 super chat. Smex isn't a mistake. Stop it. Oh, yeah.
Boy.
What is going on up here?
Let me help her out. Juan Solo with the $5 super chat. She don't know how habits work. They come from a history of choices, and there's no excuse or grace for consistent poor judgment for any gender. Man, I like that. And then my brother Juan Solo again with the $2 super chat. Do we blame women or behaviors? Stop the narrative. And then again, y'all, much love. Y'all make sure y'all help us with our membership goals, our Cash App goals, and our Super Chat goals. Much love to the 250 people in the building. Please like and subscribe. Please hit the share button at the bottom of the screen to help us with the YouTube algorithm. After the show is done, man, please make sure y'all hype up our videos as well. The Untouchables are starting to release more pre-recorded videos and reactions, man. So I hope y'all get on board for that. We're gonna hit y'all with more videos, more shorts, and more lives. This is a topic I wanted to hit y'all with this this first, and then I wanted y'all to show a video to y'all as well too to back this up. Okay, so this says a major Harvard-led health study found that chronic loneliness can be as harmful to your health. Who's unmuted? Somebody back there. Can be as harmful to your health as smoking or heavy alcohol use. Researchers have linked long-term loneliness to increased risk of heart disease, stroke, depression, weakened immune function, and even early death. In fact, some studies suggest social isolation can increase the risk of premature mortality by 26 to 32%. Human beings are biologically wired for connection, which means strong relationships, whether it's romantic, family, or friendships, play a major role in both mental and physical health. The real takeaway, loneliness isn't just an emotional pain, it's a serious public health issue, okay? And this was a study done by Harvard. Now, this is a video, I'm gonna play with it as well too, and then I'm gonna ask y'all a question as well.
To be honest, I'm angry. I'm mad. I'm fuming. I'm on fire. I'm mad because I care more about you than you care about me, and that's how it's always fucking gone. I'm tired of it. I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm tired of feeling so much. I'm tired of being in my head. I hate it. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry. And no matter how much I try to let go of it and give it to God, it's still so heavy. I feel hopeless. I feel humiliated. I'm embarrassed. I'm confused. And I can't ask for help. I'm over it, bro. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. Sick of this. I don't want to feel anymore. Feeling's what's supposed to make somebody a person, and I don't even want to feel anymore. I'm just done. I'm done.
So what I'm asking y'all, man, and we'll start with my brother Modern Renaissance. Should we believe women when they say they're happy alone if we're biologically wired to connect, to have families and relationships, especially when they just broke down the negative impacts it has on people when they're alone?
Absolutely not. Nope. Okay. I know if that's what you want, just a short answer, then move on.
No. Yeah, you know, like a little substantiate a little bit, then we'll go next to the next person.
Well,
if
you know, it's kind of like a
too much. I'll hit you with the
land the plane. Well, you know, I mean, it's something that is, of course, you know, Ali, it's not new to me being in medicine and everything. So I mean, we knew that. I mean, they're the ones that's on the most antidepressants in medicine. We know that it raised their cortisol levels. We know that all these things happen. So anytime someone even ever say something like that to me, I already know it's a lie, and or they just don't know it yet because they haven't hit that wall like it seems like their girl hit.
Yeah. Right. How about you, my brother, Little Black Book?
The question is, say it one more time, just to make sure I don't miss what you said.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
It's a lot of wood they're chucking. I think you're saying the question is, should we believe women if they lie? Sorry, if
When
they
they say they're happy alone, if the way we're wired biologically is completely opposite of that, and that we're wired to have families, we're wired to have relationships, we're wired to feel connection.
Oh, so you're talking about romantically alone, not necessarily alone without friends. This is romantically alone, right?
Is romantically alone as well too.
Okay, so as no human being is wired to be alone, and I'm not talking about relationship, alone in general. We were never made to be that. We're socialized to be social creatures. If you're talking about being a relationship, yes, we all want that. So I wouldn't believe anybody who says I'm just good at being me and being alone per se. But I would also understand someone's journey as them coming to a place as a Christian, coming to a place and recognizing that they may not be called to a relationship. I have to also hold that space as well. So yes, I wouldn't necessarily believe them if they said it straight away, but I'd also have to hear them out and say, have you gone on a journey for that? Because that's a very specific, becoming an Enoch is not for everybody. You get what I'm saying to you? So yeah.
Okay. How about you, Tia? You there, Tia?
Come to me last. I'm dealing with my son real quick.
All right. Okay. My brother, Uncomfortable Truth. What do you think about that, my brother? Should we believe women when they say they're happy alone, when our biological imperatives it contradicts that?
Yeah, so like when a woman says I can do bad all by myself or I choose to be single, this is a obvious coping mechanism because of their choices they've ended up being single, not because they choose to be, because that's what we're here to be. We're here to be together. But what that video just showed, it showed, you know, someone being vulnerable and telling the truth. That's it.
How about you, my sister Rocks? What's your take on it as well too?
Muted. You're muted, sis.
Oh, you gotta unmute. You gotta unmute.
Yeah.
You might have to refresh. No, you might have to refresh.
Okay.
Yeah, just refresh. How about you, my sister Chris? What you think?
You know what? I don't know if I would be able to phrase it any simpler, but I actually agree with Little Black Book and Uncomfortable Truth in what they said in regard to it. Yeah, we were designed to be together. So no, I don't believe that anybody would be, sincerely content with just being alone. And if you're talking in regard to, a woman, then, no, we're emotional. We desire companionship. So no.
And so just to open the panel now that everybody answered. Tia, you ready yet? What do you think about that, Tia, as well? Did you hear the question or you?
Yeah, I heard the question. I know it's a lie. I try to trick myself into believing. I'm speaking from a personal perspective. Like, yeah, I'm comfortable with being alone and this, that, and the third. But I feel like that's also a trauma response because I didn't let people in. And I just felt like I wasn't done right or I overextend myself too much. So now I just isolate myself and trick myself into believing like, yeah, I'm okay with being alone. Honestly, I'm really not. And I would want someone like a companion and stuff, but right now I don't even know if I trust myself to let someone in.
Like you personally feel that way as well too?
Yeah.
So you in a place where you acknowledge you want somebody in your life, but right now you just feel like you're not prepared to have that person in your life.
Yes and no. It's like I want to, but I'm scared.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. No, I just transparent about it. But why do you think that's the main reason a lot of women lie about that when they claim that they're happy alone, but then their behaviors and their actions demonstrate something completely different?
Yeah, but a lot of them also aren't being honest with themselves in a situation. I know, like I had to recognize it for myself. Like I can only speak from my perspective, but those other women, like they're lying. They're lying.
How about you, my sister Rocks?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Perfect.
All right, all right. I would say no, don't believe them. And in my experience, those same women that are so happy that they don't have a man or that they're alone or they don't need a man, however it's said, those are the same ones that the moment someone start paying attention to them, they're a girlfriend now, or is, you know what I mean? I've just seen the switch up. So for you to say you're happy alone, and anybody can be happy in a moment, and that's how women are. I'm not happy right now, and it's just right now. Tomorrow you might be fine, or you know what I mean. I wouldn't believe it.
My brother, uncomfortable truth, man. What's the word, my brother? Can you hear me? Oh, there you go. Oh, I think he hit the wrong button. He was trying to hit. He was trying to hit talk and hit the wrong button. So the main thing when a lot of the sisters are doing this, if the sisters are saying, "Oh, here you come," there you go. What you think about? What's your take on that, my brother?
Say again. I had to refresh.
If should we believe women when they say they're happy alone? If our biological imperatives contradict that, and the fact that we need connections, the fact that we need families, and the data shows that you need the connection.
Oh, most definitely not. Like I said earlier, it's just a coping mechanism because that's literally, I'm not even a Bible thumper, but that's the reason why they're here to, help us procreate. So when they say, when they say, they're happy along, that's just them riding along with the programming of independence, everything that the music, movies, media telling them that I can do bad all by myself. That's just women thinking that they're better than men, and they're like when street interviewers ask, would you live on a planet just with women? The majority will say, yes, of course, I'll live on a planet just with women. Not understanding that, the infrastructure, the maintenance that it takes to just have a standard of living, it requires men in the physical realm to basically maintain the thing that women don't even think about. The plumbing. I walk in the house, I turn on the light. It's because of the electricians that the industries that the majority of the men take care of, that women don't think about. This is what you need as a standard of living. So we most definitely need each other, but it's been programmed of separation, and we know what separation does for the overall system. So it's just a coping mechanism, and riding along with, like I say again, that rat experiment that they showed us, where they started with 4 rats, 4 female rats, for a male, put them in the perfect environment, no predators, everything that they needed, and then they were comparing that to what social media did, this Apple, you know what I'm saying? um like I say, man, it's just the woman being susceptible to influence to go with what is the worst for her. So that's
But what
all
do you
that.
think the so earlier we were trying to debate whether it's actual coping mechanism or it's just her deliberately making choices um that end up being detrimental to her life. But what do you think it's a coping mechanism for? If you know, if a lot of women start understanding and demonstrating those type of behaviors puts them in positions where they're either alone or put them in positions where they compromise themselves, what is it the actual coping mechanism to?
To serve their ego, because I always say that women's ego today is bigger than men's ego. Like, their pride and ego to upstand to be the top apex in their girl group, in the girl text, the ego of that, and also the average woman thinks she's above the average man. So that's egoism in itself. To feed that ego, to feed that vain, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all, the black mirror, the way women do selfies, and when this is the black mirror. So it's to feed their ego, and that's why they're moving the way they move. to serve their ego.
I see it also as a band-aid to cover up a wound that they don't want to address and try to help heal. A lot of times they do this stuff because they are deeply wounded, and sometimes you got to peel back the layer as to why would a person want to try to put it out there like that. It's that same notion. I don't know if y'all ever did this in y'all childhood, where you a kid, you and your friend get into it, and y'all really have it out, and then I don't like you no way. That's why I'm not gonna play with you no more. Knowing good and well, you still want to play with your friend, but you feel like you got to say something to him to give him that dagger because of how bad they hurt you, right? So I'm saying that for them to respond in such a way like that, as if this and I don't, this is like, what happened that made you formulate those ideas. And one thing that I do know that nobody can get away from is that whether you want it to or not, your brain is wired to try to solve and fix a problem, whether you want it to or not. That's why if something happens, you instantly go, you don't even have to do it. Your brain automatically tries to fix it. So this is the reason why they like try to get these young women at an early age, because they know by the time they're between the ages, women a little early, between the ages of 23, 25, they mature. Men between 25, 26, their brains mature. So they know if they can get a hold of those women before they fully mature, they can already have this ideology, this narrative into their subconscious. When it gets in their subconscious, it becomes a part of their attitude, their behavior, right? But by the time they accomplished all those things, the maturity of the brain kicks in, and they're alone. It's like, hey, this ain't right. This is messed up. So, but what can I do to feed that wound that I'm hurting right now? Keep on, like you said, making videos. Keep on trying to get Instagrams, keep on trying to get these likes, or try to do something to get some type of validation for someone or affirmation to get that dopamine release that is never going to get fixed, when the whole moral of the story is you are meant to be with people and be with someone. So
I don't need a man means I need a man. I can do all by myself means I can't do it all by myself.
Yeah, I got a Band-Aid. I know it's bleeding and everything, and it's not fully, but I got a Band-Aid on it. I don't need nothing else. I got a Band-Aid, but it's like, no, it's actually infected. Well, I got a Band-Aid on here, so whatever. I don't care what you saying. I got a Band-Aid, and they say Band-Aids help. And then next thing you know, you trying to fix it by the time they say you got to get it amputated.
Because I always ask myself, if you truly believe that, why do you always have to announce it? And I believe it's a way to tell everybody to make yourself and them to believe it as well too. But you actually don't believe that because you wouldn't have to announce it, right? Yeah. And I felt like that with I'm gonna be funny though. When I was in college, the way my mom would think. Remember that song "To the Left" by Beyonce? Like, if you actually didn't care about him, why are you making a song about him?
Why do you have to announce it?
You know what I'm saying?
Why do you have to
another man in a minute? Okay,
I could have another man in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be in a minute. And then why you got another man that's coming through in a minute?
So I dodged the bullet.
Look,
I dodged the bullet, yeah.
Look, I always said that confirms the plan B. That the news can't confirm. They got that plan B.
Yeah, 85% of women, they said in the data, got a plan B, Chris and Ross and Tia. They said, man, women got a plan. 85% of women have a plan B. That's
at the same time, if they do things like that, like my sons, they see that already. If a woman have to make announcements and say things like that, my son's like, thank you for showing me who I'm not about to try to go and pursue.
Right.
Say that.
Right. Absolutely. What you think, Black Book? I want your perspective too now.
Well, yes, of course. I think people are hurt as to why they may announce things. I think obviously watching that video, actually funny enough, I watched that video today. So and I was gonna review it obviously on my YouTube later on. But for her specifically, and there's a lot of women like her, unfortunately, they haven't figured out the game yet. And the game is figure out yourself first before you try to figure out a man. And so I understand when you say about needing a man, they don't need a man. What they need is themselves. They need to be whole first, because if you need a man before you're whole, you're going to make that man your god, and you will end up worshiping him, and you become a sacrifice very quickly. And that's actually what's happening to her the whole entire time. Right? So what she started saying was, I'm giving so much and I'm getting nothing back. Whenever people tell you they're giving so much, what they're not telling you, the other part of the story is this. Number one, they have bad investments. They choose the wrong kind of men. The men they're choosing are full of ability to receive but not to give. So they actually chase these type of men because those men are a replication of what they've experienced in their childhood, running after a parent that they couldn't give them the love they wanted. So they've now chosen a man who also they're running after and cannot give them back what they want. It go back to what modern Renaissance man was kind of saying about figuring out a problem. the peakest thing about that is that a lot of men do it too, but just one woman in this instance, that she's trying to figure out, how do I solve the puzzle? What she hasn't deeped is, without new knowledge, you're going to repeat the same thing, because you can only go back to your training that you've been taught. You can't do something different than what you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to do something new. Well, how would you do something new if you don't have the knowledge to know something's new? You can't do it. You only do what you know. So when she's now crying on the internet, and this is actually specific as well, her crying on the internet is a call out for help, but number two is also a cry for validation. She's circumventing her process. She actually needs to go back, take that video down, and go and sit down and really maybe get a counselor or therapist to start working with her. Because when you put it out into the atmosphere, the difference between men and women is this: if a man comes on the internet, starts crying, I promise you, like Tyrese, you become a meme. You're not going to get no validation.
Michael Jordan.
Because she's a woman, she recognizes that women do validate each other, but it doesn't help change your position. So everyone's going to be like, babe, don't worry about it. That man ain't nothing. He ain't ish. But guess what? She still hasn't solved the problem. So she's still in the same position.
Right.
So all I'm saying for her, for people like her in this instance, is that while she's talking about what she does, she also has to start focusing on, like I said beforehand, when I said about the men, that you need to sit down and ask her the question, why do I keep encountering these type of men that keep taking from me but don't give nothing back? And when you sit down, you really deep it, you'll start looking at the patterns, and you'll realize it's because you don't value yourself. You value the men more than you value yourself. You think they're more valuable. Anytime you give more to people, it's because you think they're more valuable, right? So this is something that she has to sit down and work through, which is why I'm saying to you, if you say she needs a man, I promise you, bro, she'll choose a man, and the man will do the same thing that the last man did, and then she'll be on the internet again. What she needs to do is be whole. She needs to start focusing on self and start focusing on putting more into herself first and start healing. Then she can go out and choose a right kind of guy. And I promise you, all that talk about I don't need a man, it goes out the window. It's like, I love my man's amazing, because she's actually figured out what the issue is. So that'll be my perspective on the scenario.
But before I get my perspective with it, does anybody have a rebuttal, or anybody have anything to say to that? I don't. But I don't agree. I agree with Little Book's perspective, and I think he has a valid perspective. But a lot of times when these women are professing giving so much, they're typically doing it to get what they want, and they're not typically giving all that for what he wants and what benefits him. And do you think naturally, don't you, men will naturally too, when they say women are naturally submissive, we'll naturally fall for women who are feminine and caring for us, especially if we actually like them, right? So a lot of times these women like this will play victim to the things they're doing, but they never made sure this man actually wanted them as well too. You know, how can you be
absolutely?
If I want somebody, if I want to date somebody that don't want me, I can't play victim to the fact that they don't desire me or want me as well too. And if I'm putting more effort into making them want me, I'm not even gonna say I'm being delusional. I'm being manipulative. And I think when you get rejected by somebody who doesn't want you, when you don't give them the right to reject you, you'll go online and make yourself out the victim and make these men predatory again, when these men never even claimed you or wanted to be with you as well too. And I think that part you have a valid perspective. But another thing is too, where I disagree, Little Black Book, shouldn't she value the person more than herself in order to be in that relationship where a man is leading? And I think a lot of times what we're having issues in relationships is the women thinking she's equal to the man, and especially if we want the woman to be submissive to the man and to learn from the man, to look up from the man and actually be under his coverage. If she thinks she's equal to him, that's where the problem is going to have. So if the man's supposed to be the leader, shouldn't you already acknowledge that this man has to be obligated to taking care of you? When you have the option to take care of him, shouldn't he have to bring certain traits and characteristics to the relationship of great value? Because a lot of us, and Little Black Book, I'm sure you would agree, that men are not born with their value. Women are born with their value. So if you're already trying to go after this guy that has to establish his value, shouldn't this woman look up to this guy and value him more than herself? And how can she actually cooperate and listen to him if she doesn't, and see herself as equal to that man? And I'm gonna have a good have a good faith conversation too. I think you mean hopefully to the point where she completely compromises herself and her worth and who she is as a person. Where I mean, valuing this man more than herself is that she's honoring this man and seeing this man as somebody that she can listen to based on his righteousness, based on him following order, and based on how he established himself in life to be able to take care of a family. I would hope that she values him more than her own feelings. That's what I mean. But I think you mean not compromising herself to the point where she loses herself, right? In a negative manner. Because to me, and again, I'm saying from my perspective, shouldn't she, and that's another conversation too, my brother, shouldn't she ideally lose her self identity for a family? Just like me, there's an identity that I had before I had a family, but shouldn't you be working yourself to have the identity of a family man, and a righteous man? Shouldn't you be working towards that type of identity?
I think anytime you lose your identity in a relationship, you become codependent, and that's never a good. That's never a good sign of a relationship. It should never get to a point where we can start singing songs like "I can't breathe without you." It's nonsense. Okay, it's romantic. It sounds romantic, but it's nonsense, right? We don't need to be in any kind of relationship where you can't breathe without the person. You should be able to, because even though two are becoming one, you're still an individual. Right. And again, I'm probably coming from a Christian psychological perspective, which is that when God deals with me, he still deals with me personally. Even if I'm married, he still deals with me as a individual person. So when you're in a relationship, it's fine to value the other person. You're allowed to value that person, and you should value that person correctly, right? What we don't want to do is pedestalize somebody. We don't want to put them on a pedestal. The moment you put them on a pedestal is the moment that you stop your needs being met, because you're going to say your needs are more important than mine, your emotions are more important than mine, your what you want in life is more important than me. And what that actually does is silently builds up resentment. And actually, a lot of women are in that position. They're in relationships and marriages where they're silently being resentful of the men they're with. And it comes out as jealousy. It comes out as, you don't let me be free. I'm with the kids all the time. And what she's really saying is, I feel like I'm losing myself in this relationship and I don't have identity or autonomy in this space. So I'm saying that for this young lady here and other ladies like this, what you must recognize is you need to have a sense of self first. You cannot get lost in me. And any man who generally loves their partner they're with and loves themselves would never want a woman to get lost in them. Trust me, it's nasty work. When she says she can't breathe without you, she's all on you, that she can't do anything else but you, she can't think without you, bro. At some point, you're gonna be like, bro, like this is too much. Right? Because I'm with somebody who's meant to be their own kind of person. I liked you because you thought what you thought. You were you, not to become me and become meshed in me. You know what I'm saying to you? So this is that's what I'm saying to you. Like I'm hearing what you're saying in the sense of like, yes, in terms of like her valuing that man, she should value that man. But at the same time, you don't pedestalize anybody in this instance. Respect me. Admire me, yes, as for what I do and what I think, yes. Appreciate me, affirm me, yes, as a man, but do not put me on a pedestal, because that again makes you put that person on a god level, and whenever you do that, you don't actually then tell them what you're, and that's the most fucking thing. You know what I mean? That's the other thing. When your girl now says you're my everything, and then she don't ever tell you what her needs are. She never complains. She never says no. Would you not get confused? Like, wait, she no longer complains about anything no more. No, I'll be confused because you're a human being. Do you know what I mean? Oh wait, Ali, you're muted. Ali, you're muted.
I think in the initial stage, it would be a red flag. If a woman is just saying everything and anything that you like to hear, or vice versa, that sounds like a manipulative trait. But if y'all had a long duration of a relationship, I wouldn't see nothing wrong with the woman putting you on a pedestal and saying, hey, this is the guy that I can trust. This is the guy I can surround myself with. This is the guy that supports me. I love him. I look up to this guy. I'm not saying this is my God, but this is my king. This is my husband. This is my man. And because we talk about this all the time, sisters on the panel, y'all don't want a man that y'all feel is equal to you. Essentially, you want a man that you respect and value and look up to. And like, man, this is a great man, not someone that you would look at either beneath you or someone you see eye to eye with you in that capacity. Then you don't have to be with this person. What benefit is he bringing to your life? And I feel like when the woman says she loses her identity, a lot, because you'll never hear men say it, a lot of times it's who she was before she had responsibility. And I think they use that as a scapegoat when they finally have to love somebody, when they have to give up themselves for somebody, when they have to ideally actually sacrifice like a man has to do. I can't just do whatever I want to every day anymore. I have to sacrifice myself to upkeep the responsibility I have for my family. Now it's about my family. It's not about me. There is no me. unless the identity is family. And I don't know how I keep rhyming when I be doing it sometimes, but it just why I be coming out. I don't do it on purpose. I'm telling y'all. But either you're a lady of the night, or you this woman who's going to be a family woman. Same thing with a guy. Either I'm out in these streets, or I'm a man who wants to be a family man. You know, that's my identity. So if she has that identity, I don't think no man here doesn't want his woman for who she is. You know, you want to love your woman for who she is. Is she that type? Is she a good woman, or is she a bad woman? And if I want to change her identity, it may be that she's a bad woman, you want to be good, or a good woman, you want to be bad, or vice versa. You get what I'm saying, Little Black Book? I mean, what would y'all? Because a lot of times, Little Black Book, and we had this conversation before, with more relationships where you have women getting men to change for them instead of the women changing for the man, and those relationships ultimately always fail. Like, how do we get in a place where so many men become what the women want, and we get to a place where the relationship ends, and you don't like this guy? Where if a man can get a woman to be what he wants, we stand with her forever. I molded you to the type of woman that I love and I cherish and respect. You molded me to somebody you running all over that you don't even respect anymore.
Right. So importantly, what you described, right? So add some nuance and context to what you're saying, right?
Yes, sir.
So if when a man gets a woman to change, right, he still holds very firm boundaries between himself and her. He effectively does not want her to become him. He might want to mold her, he might want to change her, he want certain things to improve, but he does not want her to become him. Meaning, I don't want you to be attached at my hip. I want you to improve, but I don't want you to become attached at my hip. When I was talking about the ladies in terms of wanting a man to change in the aspect, right? If she wants him to change, if she asks him to change with the same boundary, right? Because again, the way we have to talk about power dynamics between men and women. I believe that men are oftentimes have more power in a relationship, right? But in essence, when you ask a man to change, in essence, are they asking to change in terms of improving behaviors, or are they trying to make him like her? That's never going to work. Same with a man. If he tries to make a woman like him, it ain't going to work. The person has to have some level of identity of themselves and some level of independence and autonomy of who they are as a person. Like for me, all right now, if you meet me, I TikTok, I YouTube, I do all those things, right? I dance in the gym. If you now come and tell me after a year, babe, it's been together, but do you think you can stop the dance in the gym? I'm going to tell you no. Because this is part of me and who I am, and you met me this way. I can't shift that. Do you get what I'm saying to you? My self-identity is rooted. You can't move that. If I start moving that, this is actually where she starts finding me unattractive. Because what she's now saying is, wow, I can shift him from his position. And actually, no, he's not the same person he was when I first met him. And all that happens is she now gets unattracted to me, and I'm wondering why she's unattracted to me when I changed for her. If that's what men are doing, because that's what the presentation you brought to me. If that's what men are doing, then they need to look at themselves. You don't have a good, solid, rooted identity. Ali, I can't change the way you run your platform. That's what makes your platform so good, because I can't change your platform. It's you. If you come to my platform, you can't come and change my platform. That's my identity. So when people have strong identity, people actually get drawn to them because they recognize, I want to be like you. When we date people, we have two things. I date them because I'm like them. They have qualities that are like me, and I look for aspirational things. The moment you change the aspirational thing and change it to become like them, there's nothing to aspire to be. If they aspire to be as strong as you are, Lee, that you run your program as you run it strict, and then you say, I'm no longer being strict anymore, guys. I'm going to be free for all as they are. The thing that made you unique and quality that makes you attractive, is the same thing that will now turn a person off, because there's nothing to aspire to. So I'm saying, my last point, men should not cave in and change certain identities about themselves. Should you change certain behaviors? Maybe if you scream too much. Yeah, change that, bro. If you're rude, change that, bro. You know what I'm saying to you? If you're too black and white, change that, bro. But if we're talking about your identity, right? You love soccer. We know you're not going to change that, bro. Like you're a person that, on a Sunday, you love a good cooked meal with the family. You're a family person. That ain't going to change. Those things are concrete identities. They can't shift. If you do shift them, you will end up losing the person who's attracted you. You'll lose that person. And then you end up getting blamed for it, because you'll be like, I don't know why I don't like you no more. And you can't explain it either, because now you're like, I don't know why she don't like me no more. So that's what I would say for the man them specifically. And if they want proof, there's a video of a man on, what's that guy? Stephen Bartlett. There's a guy from America, a white guy, and he's talked about how his wife, He was with her for almost 10 years, and then it got to a point she cheated. But listen, she told him, right? The reason why she cheated is because he's no longer the same person that she met at the very beginning. Now, listen, cheaters are cheaters, so she's gonna do what she's gonna do anyway. Okay, she's gonna cheat. But what he deeped for himself as accountability was he was not the same person at the very beginning that he was at the end. He started changing everything for her. So when he's a debater, he's somebody who's very direct. He's somebody who likes to have good, educative conversations. He started changing all of that so that she could be more comfortable. And that comfortability made her now go, I'm no longer attracted to you. Divorce.
That's what that's what I'm saying. Most women mold their men to leave them. Where a man will leave, will mold the woman to stay with her. And a lot of times he's typically investing in both her and him's change. If there's a change that may be made to run the household efficiently and the family, where she wants to control the man, to dictate and determine the determining factor of him financing the lifestyle, more so about the family in today's day and age. I think the old school woman, traditional woman, used to want her man to be about the family as well too, to lead a household, and she wanted to come to him. Her former leadership was wherever he is, I'm following. Wherever he's going, that's what I'm doing, because this man is ensuring that I'm going to be taken care of and we're going to have a family. But ideally in today's society, the woman typically is trying to lead her man to finance her lifestyle, her wants and needs for what benefits her. And if eventually, if she gets it, she don't like it. And if she doesn't get it, she don't like it. Where the man, if he gets it, he loves it. If he doesn't get it, he still would try to be there for his woman and attempt to possibly change, to go, you know what? Maybe I need to demonstrate to her how to change so that I can motivate her to change for me as well too, to see. And that's what a lot of men do. A lot of men will go like this. You know what? Let me see if she'll learn from this. I'm going to give her everything she wants. I'm adjust to everything she wants so she can see ideally what happens to our relationship. And it starts failing and she starts resenting them, and she turn right back and go, oh, you weak. You let me control you. You enabled me. You got no backbone. You a pushover. You know, I just showed you the fact that once you got full control of the relationship, you got a version of a man that you didn't like. So how about you follow me now? Now you cooperate with me. Oh, you toxic. Oh, you controlling. Now you want to be responsible for our relationship and lead our relationship, but now you become a toxic person to her. So a lot of times it doesn't work out either way. Little black book. She finds something wrong with whatever way you're going, because a lot of times, like you said, it's the self-work or the healing she needs to do, which I hate that word, but ultimately it's a person that doesn't know how to love somebody else. She wants to be loved, she wants to be praised, but she doesn't want to fulfill righteousness in order, typically, when she's that type of woman, because she will give up herself for her family, just like a man will give up himself for a family. His identity is his family. You know, what y'all think?
I actually had something in regards to that, because you guys both had really, really good points. So, like, is it fair to say, like, number one, obviously, Little Black Book made a good point with the example of the platform. Nobody can tell you how to run your platform. Not a man or a woman can tell you how to lead it, right? And then you also had a good point, too, where there are some women that are, they can just be insatiable. So if that's the case, is it fair to say that whoever the man who did the choosing, he wasn't able to pick up on some of those traits of that specific insatiable woman in the beginning, and now he is dealing with the fruit of what he chose? Is it fair to say that?
No.
You don't think it's fair to say that?
No, because if I was the man, because hold on, if you met me as the man, and you met me as a certain type of guy that you know what I'm talking about as well too. I was a ladies' man and a gentleman. When it was time to be in a relationship, I adjusted. When it was time to man up and step up like you wanted, I adjusted. When you wanted this real man and you wanted this man who was monogamous, this man who wasn't the man of the streets, I adjusted. When a woman is asking to be that caliber type of woman, when she's asking to be in a relationship, when she's asking to be a kept woman, when she's asking to be a wife, she needs to make the change and adjustment to get on this man's page. I'm not going to take away from the fact that you can look for red flags. You can look for, you can vet better, but you know what's the problem, Chris? Women don't lead with their red flags. They hide their red flags. And if you try to communicate for them to give you those, they're not going to tell you that. Even though you can try your best to pick up on certain things, but it's difficult to see certain traits that women may have, especially mature women. They learn men, they learn how to bait and switch, and they can keep a duration of a relationship once they get what they want. And it ultimately, sometimes when she changes, it's too late by then, and the man's emotionally vested, and he don't know what happened to him.
So do you I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to put the onus just solely on the man's pick, and I'm just making, some observations. So then like, even with that, with the adjustments that are being made, is the man adjusting his standard and his principles? Because I don't believe that a man that really stands on what he's talking about and is going to lead according to how he wants to lead, I don't believe that anybody can make him switch. He's making the adjustments because
No,
he
no,
wants
no.
to make the adjustment.
I said she
So
baited it. I said she baited and switch. He didn't switch.
no. You said in your example to me, you were saying something about, I made these adjustments for you, such and such, you know what I mean? And you didn't like what you got. So that's what I'm saying. So if you made those adjustments, did you make adjustments in regard to your principles and your standards?
No,
By
no.
choice.
So initially, when a man gets in a relationship, the part that we said the only time a man would change this for a woman is he gives up that. You know how y'all call a woman a hoe? Men would like to say it's the same thing. That man gives up that outside life. He'll change that aspect of himself. He'll still keep those principles. He'll still keep those guidelines and regulations. What I'm saying is that when he gets to a point where this woman was following, and then now she's pushing back, he's trying to figure out. He's trying to lead. He's trying to guide. He's trying to see what's going on with his woman, where she's starting to push back on what she was following. So sometimes a man will acquiesce. Sometimes he will give her what she's asking for to see what she does with it, so that once it fails, he goes, look, this is where we were. Now I gave you this, what you were asking for, and this is the result of that. And a good follower, when men test her with that, will go, you know what? Maybe I don't know what was going on with me. Maybe I felt like I was losing myself. Maybe when I loved a man before I was compromised. Maybe I ish tested you, because y'all women talk about that ish test that women do and they weaponize it. And I wanted to see what would happen if I did it. Thank you so much for giving me a learn, whether you stood on your principle or whether you made minor adjustments to see how I would handle it. Thank you for leading me. I'm going to follow you now. I led us to nowhere.
Okay. So this may help my understanding. I'm asking questions just to, gain understanding, right? So how far into the relationship, say, with the examples that you gave, would you have determined, like, hey, I can see that this woman ain't working out. She's not willing to, line up with the program that is set before. She's not willing to allow me to lead her. How far in the relationship have you determined that it's not going to work? Is it like, did this happen a year? Did it happen 6 months? When did you determine that it wasn't going to work out?
So you talking about from a man's standpoint,
how
that can look? I think
yeah.
So what we see, as much as I've been in these panels, you can see women that switch in a week. You can see women that switch in a year. You can see women that switch in 5 years. You got Tom Brady's wife. She was submitting and cooperating with him, and then she switched up over the fact that he didn't give up football. It ain't ultimately where you can determine the switch up. It's when she decides to switch up that you can't control. So I can't give you a time frame, because you don't know when a woman changes her mind. But I can say ultimately what demonstrates her switch up is when she's consistently remaining in that new behavior, versus she may have moments that the ish test y'all call. She'll test the man. She'll test the boundary. She'll test him with a certain choice that she makes to see how he handles it. But it's not a consistent behavior, because sometimes, Chris, you may have forgot to cook on a Wednesday. Is that a toxic woman? Is that a woman who's not submissive? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's now, let's say you cook. You're a traditional woman. You're cooking during the week.
Right.
You stop cooking one day a week.
Right.
Now you stop cooking 2 days a week. Now you're not cooking 3 days. Now it becomes a consistent behavior. But like little black book professor, sometimes that doesn't just come out of nowhere, right? So you get the assessing, and hey, babe, what's going on? You used to cook all the time. Why you only cooking once a week now?
So then do we like when those kind of things start to happen, obviously, because you said that, we as women, we can do good with hiding certain things.
Don't go too fast, because we're thinking this together.
Yeah.
If your woman was a certain way for a duration of time, now you're thinking something's happening to her. Men will not just leave that woman. They're going to have grace and understanding, and they will make minor adjustments to see what's wrong with her. So if she needs it, okay, you only cooking once a week now. Do you need help? What's going on? Is there something mentally happening? Are you exhausted? Are you tired? Are you overstimulated? Women to say that as well too. Is it based? You get what I'm saying?
No, I get it. What I was wondering is, though, so like when those kind of things happen, would you at that point, what would you say? Like, will we have a conversation about it? Like, hey, you know what? This is kind of getting out of hand. So, are we going to be able to do something to get this back in order, for us to keep moving? Or is that conversation never had? This is, again, I'm asking questions to help my understanding.
Yes, of course that conversation is had, but the genuine good woman either she's already manipulating, but you're giving her grace because you thought she was somebody she wasn't. So a man starts giving her grace and he's becoming understanding. Something's going on with my woman. Instead of just rejecting her, instead of so-called just leaving her, even though there's like a lot of red pills talks where men will say, hey, just leave that woman. That's contrary to what men typically do when they love their woman. They're going to stand by their woman and they're going to try to work through it as best as possible. They're not just going to leave. I don't know no man or most men who would just go, oh, she stopped doing that today, I'm done, and I'm out the door. You know what I'm saying? Because typically they think it's something she's going through, and it's an emotional thing she's going through as well too, because how we were conditioned. Now, if we're at our age right now, we conditions our son a different way. Maybe the first instant she shows a certain behavior, that's manipulation. You know, we would teach our sons, if a woman starts doing that, that's not the fact that she's actually going through something. She's starting to manipulate you, son. She's getting you to cater to her based on using you, based on how she, with her emotions. She's emotionally playing with you. That's why she's asking you to be emotionally intelligent, emotionally available, because she wants you to care about what she cares about now. She switched it. She got you. For instance, I'll give you an example. If a man wants sex, he's going to show you a certain type of guy. He's going to play on your feelings. He's going to play on your interests. He's going to gauge on what you're actually looking for. And he's going to play into it to get sex. Soon as he gets sex, he's a completely different person. He's ghosted you. Hey, wait, what happened to Michael? Hey, he hit, didn't he? Yes, that's what he came for. You know, either you didn't spend enough time to gauge that, or he was a manipulator. But a lot of times you can see that coming sometimes. But we can talk about a whole other conversation. The biggest manipulation tactic, though, is the women, because a woman can fake it until she gets into a relationship. A woman can fake it until she gets into a marriage. And now you're not only emotionally vested, you're financially vested, and your life is surrounded by this woman. So a lot of times men don't know what's happening, and men don't know what hit them when a woman ultimately changes her mind or changes her behavior. And women know that as well, too. Y'all know how to manipulate a man, and you know how to get what you want based on you on your emotions and how you use your femininity to weaponize it against a man to get the things that you want. And a lot of times a man will pick his woman over his feelings.
Well, you asked the right question. I just wanted to get the understanding of your viewpoint,
Yes.
what you were saying.
Yes, ma'am. Anybody got any thing to speak on to that?
I did want to. Well, you can go, sir.
So everything Ali just spoke on, you would think, I hate to use my anecdotal situation from my past, but you would think me and him had a conversation on, my ex situation. So women will exactly play to a certain song to get what they want, and then once they get it, they literally know the laws are incentivized for them to act however they want once they get the legal legislature signature of, okay, I'm bound to this man, and if I choose to leave, I can leave with half of his earnings even though I wasn't here for it. So everything he said, women can pull the rug from out under a man when she knows she doesn't have to hold to the title and the responsibility of a wife or even a mother today, because the responsibility, the financial responsibility will fall on the husband, the man. Even if you don't get married, the responsibility fall on him, while she has the choice to even be a mother, while men, we don't have the choice if we want to be a father or not. And they know this. So this will cause a certain sort of behavior where it'll be it's not equal. It's said it's supposed to be, laws are to be equal, but we know and they know. So that's why men are moving the way they move today. So everything Ali said, I'm like listening, I'm like, that's the exact measurement of what the majority of women do. That's why they file for divorce the majority of the time, because they know they're basically incentivized and they'll get the benefit of the doubt and the benefits of whatever happens of the situation.
Yes. And you know what's crazy about what he's talking about as well too is when we talk about losing ourselves, when the way women weaponizes it, when a woman says she lost herself, is typically she lost her independence and her lifestyle that she said had separate from the man. And her, like I said, is at a time when she had no responsibility. When a man is telling you he lost himself, he lost his woman and his family. and it's destroyed him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real loss yourself, because he made his woman and his kids his purpose. And that's what destroys a lot of men. And that's why a lot of times women can jump from relationship to relationship. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Most men aren't going to have but a certain amount of relationship in their entire in their entire lives, because they actually love when they love this woman. Where women are typically going in relationships to have somebody who, again, she can use for resources, she can use for support, she can use as a filler, she can use as a walking billboard to get another man. Where if a man settles down to be in a relationship, he actually cares for this woman, and he actually loves this woman, and he makes this woman his purpose. Where the woman makes this person a pit stop. Most women don't actually love the guys that they settle down with. They just use them to the pit stop till they get to the next destination they're looking for. So men lose themselves, lose their resources, lose their kids, lose their meaning, lose their purpose in life. And that's why we talk about, women will even tell you that more men make money when they have a family and they have a wife. But that means that when the man has a woman and children, he has a purpose now. He thrives off of having a woman and family. Where a woman will completely suck the life out of a guy, suck his resources, suck his energy, suck his time, and go, ugh, I don't like this guy anymore.
It wasn't good enough.
Let me go get the old version of who this guy was again and do the same thing to him and do the same thing to another man. And instead of building him to be the best version of himself, she builds him up to be the guy that she didn't like, what she doesn't like anymore, just to go find another version of him. You know?
Goodness.
It's deep. Y'all know it's deep.
I gotta go, you guys.
Yeah.
This was a great show, and I'm so
Bye,
glad.
Chris.
I'm so glad we had a
Bye, pretty lady. Bye, pretty lady.
Well, we about to. It is actually, Chris. If you want, you can do final words. It just be final words.
Okay. Well, final word is, honestly, I'm gonna say it, and because my goal is just to reach anybody that I can. Mega love to all of y'all. It's a choice. If you don't know the Lord Jesus, get to know him. Run after him with everything that you got, especially in these crazy times. And I pray that y'all have a wonderful and blessed rest of your week.
Peace.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Anybody got any final words?
As always, it's great.
Go ahead. Go ahead, T.
I was just saying, as always, it's great talking with everyone.
Of course. What you about to say, Rox?
As a final word, I just wanted to say that I am making it my business to advocate for men nowadays, and to hear the way men speak about women and how short we are coming up. I'm looking for all kind of ideas. I was out making videos today. That's why I wasn't available, but whatever. I am just always listening to men. Mr. Truth, nothing that you say is uncomfortable to me, so you can talk all the time. And y'all now have a big, I don't know if I'm older than y'all. I'm 46. I'm gonna be y'all big sister. Send them to me.
Well, I love y'all. I'm gonna read these. I'm gonna bring y'all down. Nobody else got any final words?
No, I appreciate y'all, and y'all have a blessed evening.
I appreciate y'all too, family. Let me get this straight, y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. I gotta go get with my family as well too. But thank you everybody for the support. Thank you everybody for the love. Thank you for everybody for sharing. Thank you all the panelists who came to make the show today. I'm gonna read. Let me see. I think I was on this one. My brother Juan Solo with a $2 super chat. Do we blame women on our behaviors? Stop the narrative. With the $5 super chat, if a woman refuses to allow herself to be corrected by her man, is she worthy of his protection and provision? What they would say, even though they get protection and provision, when they have to cook or clean and they see it as slavery, is if a man is having responsibility with no authority, he typically is the slave, and no, she typically shouldn't get no protection. All right. I'll see y'all on the next live, y'all. I try to go earlier. I'm picking up more with my real estate. I'm trying a new system. Eventually, I'm gonna do some courses or some shows at least on teaching y'all how y'all can do real estate as well too. But that's why y'all haven't been seeing me live. But I have the system established now, so I'm going to start going live some more. I'm just going to set the schedule when I'm calling sellers and closing properties, more so during the beginning of the day. But let me see. I meant to shout out somebody earlier, but I don't think I see him anymore. So my system is implemented a little bit more. I got the schedule the way I want. I got the run of the acquisitions and dispositions the way I want as well too. I'm trying to hire a couple more people to make it flow the way I want with this new system. But I'm gonna be going live probably tomorrow, probably all the way to the 4th, from tomorrow to the 14th. I'll be going live. Obviously, I'm gonna be doing Friday and Sunday as well too. But again, much love to y'all. Much love to Male Stay Fitted. Much love to Thrift. Much love to God Flavor. Much love to the Fire Phoenix. Much love to the Ish Fine Funny. Much love to Super Pete. Much love to Book with Meek. And some of y'all, if y'all want to get on the show, just hit my IG. Some of y'all been asking me or writing me. If y'all want to get on the show, hit my IG. The link be dropped. Don't be afraid. Whether it's brothers, whether it's sisters, the link be dropped. Okay. Let me see who else is in the building. Let me see. Miss Best Pumpkin. Ali, you need to stop making broad brush statements. Well, just come up and refute them. If what I'm saying is crazy, just come and refute them. We ain't got to fight about it. Just prove your point. Steph Alexander, much love to you. Family Business, much love to you. I hope I didn't miss anybody. 30K, much love to you. Reaper, much love to you. Juan, much love to you. AR Smitty, much love to you. Fred, much love to you, y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. All right. Let me see. Let me see if I send y'all to somebody. I don't know who live right now. Who live right now where I can send y'all to? Let's see. Well, let me see. It looked like Jazz is live. I don't know if Jazz's redirect is turned on. Let me see if Jazz got to look like Jazz got a big show going on right now, y'all. Let me see. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm just gonna try it. And y'all let me know, man. If I'm missing somebody, let me know as well, too. If I'm missing somebody, I'll redirect them to somebody else. Let me see. What time Nino go? Don't go live today. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Is Red Lipstick Vibes live, y'all? Is Red Lipstick Vibe? Is she live? Is Red Lipstick Vibe live? I gotta do the untouchable first, man. Let me see. Is Lipstick live? I think she is live. Okay, that's where we'll go. We're gonna go to Red Lipstick Vibes. All right. That's where we're gonna go. All right. I'm sending everybody to Red Lipstick Vibes. Make sure y'all let her know that Ali sent her. Okay. Sent her. All right. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. We going to Red Lipstick Vibes. I'll probably just hit the line button and I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Much love to y'all, family.